It's like he's not even here, dude.
Right now, nice and early. You gonna fucking talk, boy? Because I'm tired of talking one way.
If you don't say something, I'm coming over there. And
Can we talk about autism or no?
Can we talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Just don't make fun of him.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Should take a test. We'll take an autism test together.
I took one.
Did you?
Yeah.
What happened with your testosterone thing? Did you send your lab results in?
Yeah, I did.
How'd that go?
I got my appointment confirmed next month.
Interesting.
It's next week. I just don't know which day or date.
Because I was looking into it and I was like, man, some TRT wouldn't hurt because I feel like I have low levels. But I also saw that TRT can lead to your hairline receding, and I can't afford to take that risk.
Why not? You look fine. I think you look great with a bald head.
I don't know. I don't think I could pull it off. I got lumpy skull, dude. Diagnosed lumpy skull.
Oh, what the hell's a lumpy skull?
When I was born, the plates of my skull did not form. Instead of forming together like they should and creating one whole shell, they look like tectonic plates and they pushed each other up. And so I have a bunch of bumps in the back.
The continents came together. It formed mountain ranges.
Yeah.
That's happening on his head.
That happened when I was young.
Me and Dylan get a sander and fucking grind those bad boys down.
It should. You ever seen like whenever like you take a puppy and you like scrunch his hair up and like make it a little
like
thing on the top of his head? Yeah, it's a skin, but that happened with my bones.
Oh shit.
So I get a lumpy skull.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't go bald.
Anytime I go to a barber and they're just trimming up the back, they're like, oh, gotcha. Yeah, not your fault, brother.
I didn't
not
think
your fault.
Honestly, I thought you cut your own hair sometimes.
I do.
Huh. You look like a haircut of yourself. Right?
It's himself.
I do.
Oh, I nicked myself.
I do. I'm the only one that knows the curves in my head.
If your hairline starts going down, you just shave it all, right? That's the plan.
I gotta look
Grow
like
a beard, shave it all.
I gotta look like Jason Statham before I do that. I can't do that and be out of shape.
Yeah, he's probably right about that.
They can't pull both.
He'll just wear a hat until then. Mm-hmm. And then if he never gets then he'll always wear a hat.
That's the plan.
Where's your hat today?
I left it at home.
Oh, good. Great.
I forgot he was doing a cast.
No backup hats in the car.
I literally, at one point, like a week ago, I had 6 hats lined up on the front of my truck. And I looked at that and I was like, I'm not that kind of guy. Took them all out. Took them inside.
Ironically enough, I got a one of those Jeep Waves.
Jeep Waves? Yeah, you got them throwing them.
It's the 2-finger. They have little.
That's not a Jeep Wave.
Have y'all ever been more or less attracted to a girl based on the car she drives?
Let me give you a solid no.
No?
Like, is our first interaction me seeing her get out of her car?
No. Like you meet a girl and you're like walking her back to her car or something like that, and you see the car she hops in.
Yeah, I don't do that.
You don't walk them back to their car?
No, they're like, get away from me, creep. And then, my ego's shot for the rest of the night.
At that point, you're not too worried about what they're driving.
You know what? Yeah, I'll go home alone.
What if she had like a Dodge Challenger? Or like
Mine's
a big truck.
Mine's a Dodge Durango. If you show up in a Dodge Durango, you're bad news. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Oh, a Durango? Why?
There's something about a Durango.
Sounds like you've got some.
They pull up in a Dodge Durango. I promise you, I've never known any girl. I've never known any girl or dated any girl that drove a Dodge Durango, but I just saw one on the road the other day, and I was like, man.
Was she wearing a Affliction shirt?
Pretty much, yeah. That's the vibe I got from that. That's exactly the aesthetic I was feeling from that. I feel like Dodge Durango or Chrysler 300, if a woman hops out, gonna be a no from me.
Sounds like any Dodge vehicle at this point.
Dodge Chrysler.
My cousin had a Dodge Durango growing up, so
yeah,
we got into some trouble riding around in that car.
I believe it.
He's older cousin.
Older cousin. He's a guy.
My older brother's age.
Yeah, you're fine.
Guy, yeah.
Dodge Durango is a guy that gets into trouble car.
The guy that drives a Tesla now?
Truck.
What kind of trouble did you get
Yeah, he
into?
drives a Tesla.
Hell yeah.
Nah, nothing.
No, it sounds like you got some trouble. You know,
Not me personally, but somebody got in some trouble in that car.
Oh,
I know a guy, and him and her got it on.
I mean, I feel like the type of car a girl drives, it says a lot about them. I always just picture, like Japanese sedans are just perfect for a young lady.
What about also like do you care if the outside is dirty or clean? Do you care if the inside's dirty or clean?
I care about the inside. Now outside is it depends on where they live and everything. Like if I was, if they were driving like I feel like a white Audi is a very nice car for
what kind of Audi, but yeah.
It don't matter. I mean, maybe like
she pulls up an
What
A3.
year?
I might say.
A3. A3 could work.
That's what I was gonna say to her.
I was thinking like a RS7. That'd be kind of sick.
Okay.
RS7.
Okay, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I saw an 18-year-old driving an RS7 the other day.
Good for them.
UT life.
They deserve it.
Well,
She probably didn't do shit for it. She's like,
Right.
Daddy.
But if you got a white RS7 and you keep it dirty, then you got problems. But
Yeah.
I'm more worried if you got like a Honda Civic and your passenger seat full of shit. That's a red flag.
What about a Toyota
I think-
Camry? Dirty on the outside,
Love me a
lots
Toyota
of
Camry.
clothes on the inside.
Toyota Camry, Toyota Corollas. I'll wife you up real quick.
damn. I don't even think that makes sense.
I guess growing up, I always imagined that the girl that I would be with would have like a dune buggy
Volkswagen
or
van.
like a Jeep, like a beach vehicle, like no door,
Like she actually doesn't have a license. She
like
can't
no-
drive.
I feel like
but
no ceiling.
The Volkswagen Bug, but like the old school one.
Yeah, like
with
the old, like,
the,
dune buggy. Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
It's probably because Barbie drove with a Jeep and stuff like that. I mean, all my Barbies had that kind of Jeep. So that's just what I imagine that would be what they would drive. And but do you like look for CDs that are in their car, like strewn about? Like, do you make any decisions based off whatever CDs they have?
I don't think people have
If
CDs
they
anymore,
have
man.
CDs, we've gone astray.
I mean, I'm picturing this was like, I guess I've been
You've been
married for a while. I've been
married
out of the
for a-
game for a long time.
I got some CDs in my car, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, most of us do.
No, most of us don't.
At one point, we all owned CDs. We were part of that generation of
Oh, for
having
sure.
CDs. But yeah, now I feel like it'd be a little strange.
Yeah, if I see CDs in your car, I don't know if we should be driving around.
What if it's a really good album?
Ooh, what album would it be though? You know what I mean? Like, give me an album that.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know what
shut
album you'd like that a girl would have.
I
But
don't
what
know.
if she has like the Carter 3 in there and you're like,
Nah, I don't really like the Carter 3 that much, to be
Really?
honest.
how about
Yeah.
the Carter 2?
I would respect Carter 3.
I like the Carter 2 more than the Carter 3.
What if she had the Drought 3 on CD?
All right.
You're like, oh,
I get the fuck out of that car. That bitch is ratchet.
She better take you and get jumped.
Yeah, 100%.
feel like-
That's an awful day.
Kendrick Lamar, Mad City, if they got that in their car.
She had-
They're trouble. but
Nah, if
they're-
she has
but
that, she
they're a
can
good
kick
time.
rocks too.
They're a good time.
Kid Rock CD?
Oh, that's no,
gotta take-
actually, like I like Kid Rock, but if I saw Kid Rock CD, I'd probably get out of the car too.
Yeah, that's probably bad news.
What if you saw a porno in the trunk?
You have a porno in your car, dude. Are you asking for yourself? You
Yeah, the
also
whole
have
time
Kid,
I've been asking about
you also have
myself.
Kid Rock CDs.
How do you feel about my,
My
car?
car's dirty as fuck. I have CDs.
Bad news if it's a trunk full of Kid Rock albums and pornos.
Right? So they
I don't know. That might be. You might be living your life.
Even worse, they're Kid Rock pornos
Oh,
on CD.
The lone wolf.
Yep, there it goes.
The lone wolf if I ever seen
Let's
one.
do it. That's one of my 2 phones.
I got 2 phones.
don't worry, man. Mine's shattered. So
I was hoping it'd be like my work phone. That way, if, they hit me up, I'd be like, "Oh, it's broken." That was my real phone. That was my personal phone.
Well, you know,
Hey, Mr. Lurking in the Shadows, how about you introduce yourself?
who's lurking in this shit?
The man from another land. He keeps probably getting up, walking away, going to get
Yeah.
a snack.
Where's his
don't-
camera
coming
at?
back?
Prison Mike.
Prison Mike ain't even here. I heard him sit down, laugh, and then get up and walk away.
He's making me look like a real jackass.
Yeah, you are. Question. Real
Unbelievable.
question is: last week the big bad bulldog forgot to introduce us, and now it looks like the Zen Daddy's sitting in the bulldog's chair. So why don't you go around the
There's
horn?
a new bulldog in town.
Daddy's
This-
back, baby. It's
this-
me, Mr. Cool, the big bad wolf dog addicted to Zens. What does he normally say about you?
He just kind of goes.
No, he
Well, that's
says,
always me, harping him.
who
What
got
is he called?
Dingy ding bat.
Dingy ding, that's
Hitting-
hitting hammers.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Hammer. Sorry, Mr. MC Hammer. Mr. Cool.
Mr. Cool Guy.
Mr.
Wearing glasses.
Cool, yeah. Not to be mistaken with me, also wearing glasses.
Yeah.
And Dylan's on the one that's in 2s in C4.
Down with the twos.
Ones, twos are back there. But I think nowadays, like AI can really take care of most things. Like,
And Mr. No Introduction himself, Prison Mike.
Prison Mike. Whoa.
The crowd goes wild. Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, what you guys don't know is I programmed ChatGPT to help run the show. So, like, anytime you guys say anything funny, it'll zoom in on you.
Wait, so,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
so what do we pay you for?
To program ChatGPT.
Oh, okay,
That's fair.
yeah,
That's
okay.
fair. That is
Quick-
the way
Quick answer. That's
the
good.
career path's going.
Yeah, like right now, it's zooming in on Bryce.
Yeah,
What do you eat? Is anything funny?
I didn't have to.
He just looks funny.
I just attract attention.
What the fuck? When did you get glasses
We
on?
do when at work in our boardroom we have like a big camera in our main meeting room, and we're always on Zoom calls with like salespeople. And so it's like a big table. Imagine a big table, 8 chairs, and anytime someone's talking, it'll zoom in on them. The problem is whenever the person on the other end of the camera is talking, it'll pick up any noise, and so people will just be sitting there like tapping their finger. Or we have one guy, he's a little erratic, and he bounces his knee a lot, and so it's just panned to him, and he's just the most nervous looking guy at all times, and so he just zooms in on his face, and he's just sitting there with a wide eyed. It's tough. It's dangerous technology.
Is it the Cisco?
What?
Cisco system?
Oh, I don't remember. I didn't set it up. I'm not the IT guy.
He's not the fucking IT guy, but piss off.
Didn't set that one
My
up.
bad.
I think it's a Zoom room system.
Wait till the camera moves when you're not in a meeting.
Yeah,
What does that
That's when
mean?
shit's
I don't.
exactly what it means.
I'm not in that room
Like
unless
on
there's a
the
meeting
like in
going
your
on.
own room?
No,
your
like
camera?
you go into the room and you're engaged in a meeting. So on the other side, the camera is, focusing on the speaker, so they see
Right.
on the TV who's speaking. But when it's off, it's not supposed to be, picking up anything.
Mm-hmm.
But then it starts moving, and you're like
Picking up
on
ghosts.
something.
picking up ghosts,
Picking up orbs.
Mm-hmm.
You guys believe in ghosts?
Yes. No. I do believe in ghosts. Actually, no. Honestly, I don't believe in ghosts, but I sometimes want to believe in ghosts.
Are ghosts considered spirits or vice versa?
I think that's
Yes.
the definition.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's a
I would go,
An
yes.
ectoplasmic spirit.
ectoplasm.
Then
Well,
yes,
what-
I do.
If ghosts were real, what do they consist of? What are they?
Plasma.
No, you're trying to get a sciencey answer.
Yeah, what the
There's
fuck?
no
No, I'm
scientific
just thinking
answer.
like, is it like if it's seeable? Is it just like a movement in the wind? Like if you could actually see a ghost, what do you think? Is it just reflecting light back at you? I'm trying
That's
to.
actually a pretty good question. I don't think it is seeable.
I don't think
You
it's
don't think
seeable
ghosts are
either.
I
seeable?
don't think they'd be. I don't think you could see them.
I'm
It's not like,
imagining.
it's not like
Poltergeist?
Casper.
I think they could project themselves into your subconscious
Okay,
to where you think that you see them.
that'd be kind of sick.
I'm picturing a Predator.
But to
where
be
you
honest,
catch a little glimpse of
yeah,
movement,
Like a little shimmer.
like the invisible predator.
except he doesn't look as cool. He looks like a fucking just Casper.
Casper's sick.
Casper's a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't believe in ghosts.
He's friendly.
I don't think they exist.
I
Yeah.
don't think so either.
Yeah.
Do you want them to exist though?
It'd be kind of cool, to at least, have some haunted experiences. I never had one. Maybe that's why I don't believe in
Well,
it.
Yeah.
When
I
did you
can't
when did you
say I
stop
have
believing
either.
in ghosts, or did you never believe in ghosts?
I don't know if I ever did. I mean, I guess as a kid, I was always afraid of, the dark or whatever. How many times did you guys go into the bathroom at night and
Haul ass after I hit that light.
just tell yourself, don't say Bloody Mary.
Don't do it. Don't.
Don't
say
say
it.
a lot,
Don't say Bloody
I
Mary.
did it a few
Don't
times.
say
Actually,
Bloody
a
Mary.
lot.
I feel like we'd always.
Turn the light off. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
No, okay,
Yeah,
never
run
that.
You can't say it. You don't say it.
I would never. I never said it.
I couldn't help myself. I had to
Right.
try it.
I think I got messed up at an early age because before I saw any horror movies or monster movies or even like
You
Scooby
saw the
Doo's,
pig movie.
my what? Every time I stayed at my grandparents, they always had America's Most Wanted on there.
Oh, bro.
And I was like 4 or 5 years old watching America's Most Wanted. So whenever I heard like bump in the night, I wasn't thinking like a mummy. I was thinking like there's Carl Weaver, who's responsible for 7 murders out in Wisconsin. He's still on the run.
He's on the run and he's in Florida now.
Exactly. I was thinking of the.
And he's outside my bedroom window.
It was awful. It was so scary.
Oh, the way that what you're talking about is how I feel, and the way he hit he's in Florida. His last scene in Florida, like it felt too real, and that shit was the scariest part of my childhood.
It's so scary because
They were always in Florida,
Right.
always in Florida now, or was last seen in Florida like some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
And it was just terrifying. And I'm thinking the same thing, like this guy's gonna come kill me. Like why us? I don't know, but.
Right.
We're just next on the fucking
That's just
map.
how it went. I would have friends come over for a sleepover, and they're over here like, "Have you guys heard of the Boogeyman?" I was like, "Have you guys heard of Mark Thomas from Pensacola, Florida? Dude's responsible for 4 felonies. He's out there. It's so scary, dude."
I watched a 10-part series on Helter Skelter. And, oh man, I'm afraid of those guys now.
I'm telling you, that's the real
man.
nightmare.
How come all the crazies come to Florida? Seems like that's
good
always
retirement
you know,
area. Good retirement.
What are you trying to say about
The villages.
retired people? Why did the crazies come to Florida?
Yeah, they
they-
got their crazies out.
gotta
And they're
retire,
like, hey,
too.
yeah, they got their
They gotta
career
pay,
in
they gotta pay
somewhere.
taxes.
I don't know if
Easier
they
to
do
hide
pay
in the
taxes.
swamp.
Swampland.
Easier to hide in a swamp. Yeah, that didn't work out for that dude that killed that girl hiking.
What? Oh,
Uh-oh, see, now we're getting too real. Now I'm
gosh,
scared.
yeah. What
You
did I
know-
forget? her
You
name?
No.
remember those van lifers that
Yeah,
were
no, it
in
wasn't.
like Utah?
This was
Yeah, you can't drive to Utah on day 1 and then drive back the next day and act innocent.
It wasn't
You
day
can.
one, but it was.
no.
One day.
My fiance literally interviewed all these people who did the whole report, but I for some reason cannot remember the name of her.
Well, go on.
I mean,
Phone a
I got-
friend.
No, I'll call her up right now. She's working, but yeah, she literally like was talking to the family, was very involved in this whole thing. I was actually pretty cool because.
So what is it? I don't. I
You never heard about? So basically, they were a semi-Instagram influencer couple. They lived in. They were from Sarasota area, and they were going on a long trip together. They're like backpacking in a van. They went out to this random place. He flew back. She didn't, and they all like started this big manhunt for.
No, he drove back. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he drove. Yeah, either way, he came back. She didn't. There's this long manhunt. They couldn't find her or anything about her. All this stuff. He's like hiding away, not talking to anybody. He wasn't really interacting with the cops. It would really help if I could remember the name.
Yeah,
of
he
these
came
people.
home and he didn't tell anybody that it was like they'd
Right.
been looking for Gabby Petito.
Gabby
the girl.
Petito. It's Gabby
They were
Petito.
looking for the girl, and he drove the van back home, checked in with his family, and then booked it. And then his family goes, "We haven't seen him. Like he came by, he got his stuff, and then he took off, and we haven't seen him since."
Nah, his family sheltered him for a few days. And
This is
then
his story, yeah.
Yeah.
But
dude took off.
So
dude took off and went to go hide in like some park nearby.
there's a park like an hour north of where they lived in Sarasota, and they end up finding his body out
Found
there.
his body, and I think like a journal or something where he
Yeah,
said it was an
admitted to it.
accident.
wait.
He killed her.
He said, well, his story was that she fell, was injured. He stayed with her for a little while, then went to go find help, and then basically just left. And because he didn't know how to handle it, came home, was like having a crisis, and they ended up finding her body because somebody they had been pulled over by the cops for domestic disturbance like 2 or 3 days before before he came back. And in the video in the body cam, like she's super upset, said that he was being aggressive with her, all this stuff. And people use that Google Earth like to find where that traffic stop happened and then track down to where she would have been hiking at. And apparently it's the only part in the US that's in a no man land because it's between like 4 jurisdictions. So technically, because all 4 have responsibility of it, no one has responsibility for some weird system with that. But it's like one of the most murderous areas ever because of that situation where there's no one that claims the cases on that. Unbelievable story.
Wait, so they found his body?
Yeah,
killed
like
himself?
a week and a half, 2 weeks later, or something like that. He
Yeah.
ended up killing himself out in the swamp around here.
Yeah,
Huh.
He drove home.
it was like an hour south of here, closer to Sarasota.
They found him because he used her credit card on the way back. He was stopping for some fucking Zins and an energy drink.
What an idiot.
Yeah,
Right.
nobody
Used her debit card.
Nobody zins anymore.
Yeah, we only sardine them.
Yeah.
Sardines.
Haven't zinned in 2 weeks.
Really?
Unreal.
Anyways, if you want to learn more about that, then you can watch the Netflix documentary, which will probably be out in like the next 3 to 4 years.
Shout out to it's already out. There's 2 of them
Oh,
out.
there is one?
My
I
fiance's
was
in it.
just joking.
Yeah. There's
On
there's
Netflix?
2 already made. There's
What-
two made, and then a movie came out a month after this happened, and it has the exact same plot as What happened?
Oh.
I'll have to look up the name of the movie. I'll add that in the description of the video. But yeah, movie like same exact plot.
Sounds good.
Yeah, going back to the Bloody Mary thing, I was one of those.
You used to say it too, or you didn't?
No,
you just
I was a pussy, but we were all at
yeah.
a party, and they're like, "Oh, dude," I'm like, I want to fight you guys. I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
And then my cousin, bless her soul, she's like, "You go in there, and then you can punch me in the stomach." And I was like, maybe that will make me feel better.
You know, that sounds like a good deal, actually. Let me punch my cousin in the
Let
stomach.
me risk getting murdered.
What you do is you punch her, you blame it on Bloody Mary.
I'm confused.
We left the
Why are
bathroom
you
at that
punching
point. To face the fear.
Takes the edge off, you know? Makes him feel a little better.
Does it?
It's like doing a line of coke before you do another line of coke. It's like,
But if you hit her, wouldn't you feel bad as soon as you hit her? Are you supposed to say Bloody Mary first or after you punch her?
No,
Trick question.
You gotta do it halfway
Trick
through.
question. She is Bloody Mary.
Okay, now.
No, she like we did it together. And,
Oh, I thought it was your cousin.
I mean, we fuck a couple times. You know what I'm saying? No, we were in the bathroom and we did it together.
They did it together.
Yeah, there's a little thing about Amir you didn't know. His family's from Alabama. Can't quite tell, but
They're all sisters and brothers, and we got a couple inbreds in the family. No big deal.
All right, so before or after, and before or in. All right. I don't know what the fuck any of that means. So
I did it.
you did it.
I said it 3 times.
That's doing it.
And you rocked your cousin.
I think I did it one more time
Oh, that's
with
right.
someone else in the bathroom, or vice versa, by myself. And then I was just spooked for the rest of the night. She's like, "Get it together, Papa."
That's the problem. Once you call her, then she's just around you.
Mary or my cousin?
Both. They just hang out.
No,
they
we
linger.
were at like a party, so all the kids were doing dumb shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm like, I don't like this.
So all night you couldn't go to the bathroom. You're scared to go to the bathroom, huh?
Scared to go to that bathroom.
Yeah.
I want to go to the ladies' room. She can't be in there.
It's a little off
She knows
topic.
where I'm going.
I was thinking about whenever me and the guys would come over at my place and we'd spend the night, we would do this thing where we'd go on the street. And this, looking back on it, this was really, really bad. But I was 8. It's, in 7 years, we're innocent. But we would literally save up cans in a recycling bin, and we had to be full, not full, but like they had to be solid cans so where they weren't like crumpled up. And then we would take them to the edge of the road, and we lived off like a pretty busy road, and it'd be close to like 10:30, 11 at night, and we would go into the middle of the lane and try and stack up cans as high as we could before a car came. And then whoever could stack them the highest before the car hit them would win.
Yeah, definite felony there.
It was pretty bad.
this is in a neighborhood, or where's this at?
This was, I don't want to name the street, but
Yeah, it's a main road.
outside
In
of
a neighborhood or on a regular
it
street?
was on Wheeler. So not in the neighborhood, but it was like right on that main road, right outside the neighborhood.
Yeah, I hear
And the record was like 14 cans before a car came.
Who's that tall?
Before the car came in, hit
It's 14. You can stack 14.
the car hit the cans, or the car hit the person.
Quick,
Never hit the person. No one ever got hit.
Amir, you're an engineer. A can's like, what, 5 inches tall? What's 5
There's not a
times
fucking
14?
chance in the world you can
Hold
stack
on.
14 cans on a busy road
14
without a car.
cans? No,
Not a
I
fucking
mean
chance,
on
dude.
Wheeler at like 11. I call it busy, but it's not crazy.
Okay, we're not going to pinpoint the location.
Right.
Wait, and it's one person goes each time, or is one person trying to stack everyone?
No, one person goes each time, and they see how many they can do it before the next car comes. And then once a car comes, the
5
next
foot 10
person will
inches,
get
by
out
the
there
way.
and do it. 5'10"? Yeah.
You did all the math for me. Thanks.
Yeah, you
I
can do
just
that.
wanted you to do
Hold on. You said, Amir, you're a what? Then you made me do the math?
Engineer.
engineer.
Oh, I thought you said an Indian.
No.
I'm not an engineer.
But that might have been, out of all the dangerous stuff I did, that might have been one of the worst.
You think that was one of the most dangerous things you did?
It was pretty dangerous.
Didn't you get a smoke bomb in your car?
That's not dangerous.
Didn't
That's
you?
just inconvenient.
So, whenever I was growing up, I was probably around the same age you were, 7, 8.
Yeah,
We're the
Yeah.
same
at
age
one
now.
point-
Why would we? Are you saying the same age?
It wasn't the exact time. I don't know.
I got you. Same
probably,
age I was
7,
in-
8 years old, whatever.
Yeah.
there was an empty lot on one of the main corners of my neighborhood, like one of the main thoroughfares going in and out of the neighborhood. And I was riding my scooter around as one does, and my Razor scooter. I hadn't hit the weight limit yet, so I was able to ride it. Amir didn't even catch that one.
No, I did. I didn't want to interrupt and be rude.
So he got on his phone.
We went into the empty lot, and I found like a Walmart shopping bag or whatever full of beer bottles. Pulled out the bag full of beer bottles and decided, you know what would be a great idea?
Chuck it.
Let's start smashing these bottles on the road.
That would be a great idea, though.
And that was the dumbest. I have no clue like why I thought that was something to do, but I wanted cars to drive by and their tires just pop like in the movies.
Oh, okay. That's a bad idea.
And I think
That is bad.
I must have been at the age where I didn't fully understand the fact that
Your dad was going to whoop your ass.
well, I didn't understand that for sure, but I also didn't understand that popping people's tires isn't a cool thing to do. Like
No, it's not cool at all.
the older I get, the angrier I get, like about like having to fix my car or like do anything. It's like
No, it's terrible.
nobody's tires,
endangering anybody is terrifying.
nobody's tires pop. But we were out there for so long that one dude left the neighborhood and then came back. Like maybe went to the store or whatever. Saw us out there. I'm sure you could see the glass in the road. It's probably not that hard to see. Got out of the car, grabbed me by the ear, started dragging me back to my house. And then my mom and her friends were actually leaving the neighborhood. They saw the guy. They're like, what the hell happened? He told her what happened. I got it from my mom. Then when my dad got home, I got it from my dad. And that was the last time I ever smashed bottles on the road to try to pop people's tires.
What's wild now people are going to go off on the guy that's dragging you by the ear and try and fight him. When in reality, he's doing the right thing. He's bringing the kid to your parents.
He was doing the right thing. I don't think you could do that nowadays.
No, you absolutely could not. You touch another person's kid, you're going to jail.
All right, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's the old impulsive versus intrusive thought. Intrusive definitely won.
I mean, they're both impulsive and intrusive.
Yeah, I think they're both just. I mean, honestly,
All of my intrusive thoughts are impulsive. So
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way I think.
Oh yeah.
No, when you're driving on the bridge late at night and you have that intrusive thought, like, let me just Amir knows. Let me just veer this bad boy straight to the Gulf.
Oh
See what
no!
happens.
Oh no! That's not
I
good.
don't ever actually have that thought though.
I don't.
Oh, it must
Right.
be nice living a perfect life.
Yeah.
maybe your mental fortitude is a lot better than ours. Well,
It must be a little stronger.
Every time I see a bridge, first thought, this could be the last time I'm on this bridge.
Jeez.
Whenever I
I
cross
always think this tire's for sure popping. I'm going 1,000 feet on the Golden Gate and I'm flying over.
Going to the Golden Gate?
God damn, that's far away.
Never been to the Golden Gate.
That's a far drop.
when I get on a bridge, the only thing I think of is it broken in the middle?
Yeah.
Is it missing a spot? It's the only thing I think.
That's
Until I
fair.
can actually see it or I'm off, I'm like, never know when it's gonna be just broken.
good news is if you ever do go over a bridge, you come back, and then
With
you live in the attic in
rainbow
your
guy.
house,
Oh,
Oh yeah.
and then you just call Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
He brings you back to
Right.
the afterlife.
What?
Same thing as ghosts. That's
It's true.
I thought you were gonna say the little cloud grabs you and picks you up by the umbrella and drops you back on the road.
the camera guy.
Yeah,
camera guy from Mario
comes in,
64.
picks you up,
Yeah,
drops you
exactly.
off.
The
Oh
Lakutu.
boy.
there you
Is
go.
that what they
never
call it?
seen-
Lakutus?
Patrick Swayze's Ghost is a life changer if you haven't seen
That's
it,
very
by the
good.
way.
It's a
What is
classic.
that?
Ghost, Demi Moore.
Movie.
The clay.
Probably a movie from the 80s.
Holding the clay.
Oh, I
Might
can
even
never
be
watch-
the 70s.
Can never watch a movie that old.
Yeah. It's older than me.
Great movies from the
So did you watch The
70s.
Sting yet? I asked you to do that.
No, I couldn't think of what movie
Few
I was.
weeks ago.
I said I was gonna watch.
Is that the one you're supposed to watch?
No,
Oh.
I don't know what it was.
I don't remember.
It was actually True Detective season 1. I went back and
No.
listened. That wasn't what you're supposed to watch?
No.
No,
All right, I don't remember either then.
I don't think we talked
I think
about
I
it
said
last
it.
episode.
Oh, you said you were
Yeah,
going to
he
watch
said
it.
it.
yeah, I
You
think
said it.
I said I was gonna watch it,
was
and I
probably
couldn't remember what it was.
True Detective season 1.
Too Fast, Too Furious, probably.
It probably was.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah, good call.
Can't go wrong. You know, Too Fast and Furious came out in 2003. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, we won the challenge. We
Blows
know when
my
every
mind.
movie comes
21
out.
years ago now.
Blows my mind.
Well, really,
Too Fast, Too Furious can almost drink.
what really blows my mind is 2017 is
You can't.
7 years ago, which is almost 10. And 10 years ago, I don't feel like I was in 2017.
Yep.
I feel like I was in 2014.
And then you made 2 big jumps there.
But that was actually 10 years ago.
The fuck did you just say?
He did some wild.
I said a lot of shit, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to repeat it verbatim.
He did some of that.
7 and the 10,
He said-
10 years.
Right. So
7
2017 was
years.
almost 7 years ago, which is close to 10. And he doesn't feel like 2017 was 10 years ago.
What'll blow your
Yeah,
mind
it was
even
3 years
more
ago.
is if you look at Leonardo DiCaprio's
You were talking, he
filmography
was talking.
and see how old Leonardo DiCaprio was whenever he did some of his biggest
He was
movies.
a child.
Like obviously he was a child actor, but like The Departed.
Yeah.
Gotta be like high
he's
20s.
He's like 30 years old, like 28 years old in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, you're saying that. I have a chance to be something.
We still have
As a
chance,
30-year-old
dude.
man, I have a fucking chance.
Wait, hold on. No, that wasn't like
as
this.
long as like from 6 to 30.
You already put it
you've
in
been,
there.
You've been acting your whole life.
Oh, no, I don't want to be an actor.
Then you just want to be somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what,
Who do you want to be?
what have you been doing between 6 and 30?
Well, 6 and 30, I've been being somebody, but I want to be somebody else now.
Between 6 and 30, I've been
you've
beating
been being
off.
nobody.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be somebody.
All right.
Ooh.
You've developed the skill set, dude.
You
Just
know what will
gotta
make you really quick
aim it.
to be somebody? Intrusive thought. Get off that bridge, and you survive.
Nope, not me.
Nope.
I don't want to survive.
That'll put
Can't
you
have a family tree without crossing a few roots. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what that means, actually.
crossing a fruit.
Wait, you're the only male Dingman, except for your dad.
Interesting.
You're the only male Taibbi except for your dad. What the fuck?
No, I have a cousin with last name Taibbi.
Oh, I have cousins with last name Dingman.
Oh,
Fucking weirdo.
I'm the only Moore in my family. Me and my dad.
You could be the less if you keep talking.
you don't have any guy cousins
You
anymore?
keep talking.
No, my dad. No, my dad took. My dad took his dad's. Or no, it wasn't even. I don't want to get into all that.
Hey, he
It
doesn't.
gets,
Hey,
it gets real complicated. Real
Yeah,
quick.
we're already
It gets
complicated.
real complicated. He took a last name from somebody that would help raise him, but it
borrowed-
wasn't his actual dad
he
because he didn't know
borrowed
his
last
actual
name.
dad. Here we
Oh, so
go.
then it's all right if.
Huh?
So then it's all right if the family
dies.
dies out
Yeah.
with you, right?
Don't even worry about it.
Still gotta keep my dad's legacy. My dad established his name
But
as a
is
Moore.
But is it your dad's legacy or that guy's legacy?
It's my dad. My dad took the name Moore and he was like, "Hey, this is Moore." No, I'm a Moore.
So I've got your address, your first and last name.
That's your
I'm just missing your social now.
family
I'll
tree.
throw it out there. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Anyway, circling back. Hopefully my cousin has a son. That way
Why?
it takes a little bit of pressure off me.
Well, with that
I
low
thought-
T, buddy, you don't have to worry about anybody swimming.
Yeah. That was actually my next point. All the pressure's getting my T lower and lower.
I get that.
But I can't have kids anyway.
This dude's been in the corporate life for like 6 months, and now he uses lingo like circling back. Like, let
Can
me
you- can you guys
let me
hear me?
loop this guy in.
Right.
Did you see me on that?
According to my last email.
Best wishes.
Best wishes.
It's great to hear someone not from corporate.
Right. Try and name
expect
corporate. Yeah, he's been
what
in corporate before.
Actual corporate says.
Oh shoot, I was
I-
in corporate for like 7
Yeah,
years.
exactly. He worked for HOA.
Thanks so much for getting back to me so
Per
quick.
my last email,
Per
prison
my
Mike.
last email. I absolutely cannot stand when people have in their email signature, it'll be like a quote or it'll be like a GIF or like something. They'll throw like puppies in there. And I might have talked about
I
this
do love
before.
puppies.
Yeah, I may have talked about this before, but I have a person that I email, and they always email me if I'm talking to them, something bad has happened, and they're not in my company, but they're separate. So basically, they're writing me an email. It means I'm gonna do a lot more work, and in their signature, it just says "blessed," and then it like shines and like shimmers.
Like loopy letters that's
And so-
going up and down.
I can literally see it.
Exactly. And so every time I get an email, it'll be like, "Hey, you've been rejected. You must file a claim." Boom, 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 boom. Blessed.
Stay blessed.
And I'm like, all right.
Is that the only one that really pisses you off, though?
That is the one that gets me every single time. I did find, not find, I knew where it was, but I brought up my old Xbox a couple days ago, and I was just going through like my old library and stuff and what I had on there, and had a bunch of games saved, and I had Mass Effect on there, and Mass Effect 1, great game, but it's an RPG. You have to kind of pick your route. I was going through my achievements on there, and I've beaten the game a couple times, but I always beat the game as like a good person. Like I make the choices that protect people and all that. And there's an achievement that you have to have a bad character. Or they call it renegade. You have to pick an evil character. So I was like, you know what? I'll just mess around. I'll play it for a couple hours. I'll try and get that achievement. So I started doing it. I get to the first spot where you have to choose to kill off a alien race to save this one guy. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get myself to make the decision, even though I'm just trying to get an achievement in a game. I couldn't. I had the option. It's like, hey, it's like save him or kill the guy. Save him, kill the guy.
So you're telling me
kill the guy.
you're the busiest man alive, and you had time to pull out your old Xbox, set it up, start a new game on a game that's probably 20 years old.
Yep.
And get to a certain point where this achievement was unlockable.
It was literally the first. I gotta spend a good 14 hours ahead of me before I can unlock that achievement. But I couldn't even take the first step in that direction because I feel like that was reminding you of all the games I've played. I feel like I've never been able to make a bad character.
I was gonna ask you at the beginning of that game, they allow you to choose a character, right? Or is it just during the game? You can select different options.
No, you create your character and they're just a blank slate. Right. And then as you go, you have to pick the different dialogue options, different chat options with the people. And so as you go through, you get put in situations where you don't always know what's right and wrong, but for the most part, you have an idea, and then you can just choose to react more aggressively or violently. And I just had
and you were always just the passive nice guy trying to save everything.
Even when I'm just doing it. It's just ones and zeros. Ones and zeros. All I got to do is
just
hit.
Binary.
It's binary options here, and all I got to do is just hey, you got to be the bad guy here. You got to make the
You're not really being a bad guy.
Choice. Exactly. But I couldn't do it. I was thinking about in Halo 1, there's a mission where you have the guy, the soldiers working with you, and I was just thinking about that. I was like, I would restart the mission if one of them died. If one of them died, I had to restart because I dropped the ball. And I was like, I just don't know why.
What about Skyrim?
Weird.
That's kind of crazy.
Skyrim?
You never did the Assassin's Guild, Thieves Guild? You never did stuff like that?
I did the Thieves Guild, but I think I convinced myself that I was like Robin Hood.
You didn't do the black...
I was stealing from the rich and giving back to the
Black Hand or whatever it is, the Assassin's Guild?
I don't remember the Black Hand. never went down that road.
Damn.
No way you never did. That's the best guild in the game.
I didn't know there was guilds. I got the dragons, and I'm like,
not for me.
well, dragons are cool. Just,
Oh, okay. Fair.
Probably a lame game came out. Call of Duty.
He said Skyrim, and I forgot he said Skyrim because I heard him say Assassin, and I was like, Assassin's Creed. And then you said Dragons, and I said,
there's no
I think I missed something.
I
dropped the ball for a second.
not historically accurate
Right.
there, Ubisoft.
We're not there
Get
yet.
your act together.
But now it makes sense.
I mean, Assassin's Creed went the Norse mythology route.
Did you hurt people in GTA?
I did do that.
I was about to ask,
Okay.
playing Red Dead Redemption, you've got the honor system. I can't get my honor up. My honor's so low, man.
In Red Dead?
Just robbing banks. Just lassoing people and dragging them behind my horse.
Dude,
It's so much fun. I mean, you could tie people up and put them on the train tracks, and you pretend like you're the bad guy from the Dudley Do Right.
That's good.
I remember playing
Rips
GTA
off
5 online with Dylan, and we're talking, and I'm just driving down the highway, going to wherever, and there was a helicopter, like a Apache type thing, with a hook you could grab cars with, and I'm just driving, and Dylan talking, and then all of a sudden he's just quiet, and he's quiet, and he's not saying anything, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I think I'm still talking about him, not I'm like, why is he not saying anything back? And then I
dialed in. I got him in my sights.
I look back. I look back in my rear view, and Dylan is also grabbing me at the same time. And now he's laughing his ass off.
That's great.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I didn't even know they had that. So I didn't know what was going on.
That's a real wake up call. Seeing her just floating in the air.
Damn, I forgot we used to play online games a lot together, like Halo 3 back in the day. That was awesome.
It's a good time, man.
There's that one game where you were on what's the ATV called in Halo?
Mongoose.
You were on a mongoose, and somebody riding on the back of the mongoose has rockets as a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And you'd have to drive around and try to blow up the other teammates also on a mongoose with rockets.
It was fun.
That was so much
The
fun.
custom games were the best for Halo 3.
Mongoose Wars.
Mongoose Wars, yeah. Yeah, that's so much fun, man.
I tried but you could always you could forge and make the maps, but I tried and I was just so bad. I think I knew I wasn't really creative, and I also would start laying things. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Those other maps that they made were so much better. So ultimately, I would delete everything and then go back to not making the fucking Forge.
I would spend so much time in Forge,
Dude.
to make dog shit.
Right.
Yeah,
I
'cause
like.
you can-
but if I started it, I didn't want to give up, and I would just keep going. And I should not have been doing that.
I would just download new maps and I try them out. I'm like, damn, this is so much better than mine would ever be. I don't even know. I don't even know how they do this.
It is no, it's unbelievable what some people do, especially with like whenever they get really into the mods and stuff. I just don't understand how these guys can build whole new worlds in these games. I was like, is it? You think it's like other video game developers that just go in and mess around with other games, or you think it's just people like amateurs, just like, hey, let me give it a shot. Let's see what I can come up with.
I mean, I guess I would say it's a combination, but I feel like you can be a kid and just have enough creativity and like if that's all you're spending your time on, like I think eventually you'll get better anyways. Not Dylan, but
Not
other
me.
people.
I think it's probably not developers because like they don't got time to be messing around on
That's what I'm thinking.
Halo 3 Forge to develop somebody else's game for free.
Right? Who?
Yeah,
who
unless
does that?
it's like the Fortnite shit now, like Fortnite creator maps,
Right.
because they make money off it. That's the only
Oh,
way I can see
really?
it now.
That's
But like
true.
back then,
Yeah.
unless you're really trying to get your name out, which I guess maybe it did because it did show like created by and have the gamer tag and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's like people that are doing mods to like video games now. Like the demaking Bloodborne is like a good example. Somebody's trying to make like a PS1 version of Bloodborne, and just for free, just because they feel like doing it.
Right.
So they'll spend 5 years working on something like that
No, it's insane.
until they get a cease and desist,
Right.
and then it's like, well,
Yeah.
There
but
goes
hopefully
those
they get their name out there, and then some other developer picks them up to start working on their game.
Yeah.
That's what you always hope, but it's like it takes a different type of human to be able to focus on something like that. That
That's just what
may
they
never
like.
come to fruition. I mean, it's like I don't know. I guess it's. I picture it like people sculpting the Mount Rushmore digitally. It's insane the amount of patience and everything it takes.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think there's a lot of patience and a lot of talent.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's an imagination. I can't even come up with the stuff that they're able to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Just the concept is.
I'm
is
so
wild.
not creative. It's bad.
Yep.
You're not
Do you,
artistic.
you
No, I'm not autistic. Artistic.
Would you say prison Mike?
I was gonna say, does everyone have an internal monologue? Like I read somewhere that not everyone does.
Yeah. I don't understand
Explain
how-
what an internal monologue means.
Do you have a voice in your head that you can reason? You talk to yourself basically.
You-
Like before I make a decision,
Yeah,
like you can talk to yourself.
my internal monologue is the narrator from the Twilight Zone. So he's always like, in the living room, Dylan sits alone watching TV. His kids are downstairs in bed. Little does he know, something magnificent's about to happen. And then like a wormhole opens up, and then like I get sucked in. And now I'm like in another land, the man from another land, and I'm actually at your house. And I don't know where I was going with that because nobody cut me off.
I was
So
letting
I
you-
just
I was
kept
let-
going.
I was letting you cook, bro. I was letting you
Somebody
cook.
cut me off.
I think I got to.
Anytime you want.
I was very intrigued. I was watching the episode.
Exactly.
It was like an episode.
Right. I got a Bing John Malkovich situation where just random people pop in there from time to time and then just take over for a little bit, see what happens.
I mean, I have an internal monologue, but it's more of like, it's not really reasoning. It's more of like me asking myself the question, like, does this make sense to do?
That's
And
called your
that's-
conscience.
Oh, then I just have a conscience. I don't have an internal
His
monologue.
name's Jiminy Cricket.
No, his name's Dr. Dre and Eminem.
Ooh,
Guilty conscience.
forgot about Dre.
Yeah, I don't think I got an actual, like, I mean, I talk to myself in my head, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What do like a permanently deaf person who's never heard a voice before?
They sign language in there.
How do they think? You think it's sign language in their head?
They don't think.
They must.
Too dumb. Just kidding.
I think they still think.
What are
It's
your
like-
thoughts, Mike? How do they communicate? to
They
themselves?
understand the English language. It's just in Braille.
Yeah, but they've
So it's not like they need the C words to say words. They understand.
yeah. I guess there's no voice applied to my thoughts. Like I don't hear a voice when I'm thinking to
You
myself.
think
I do
their
I do hear a voice.
you think their deaf voice is their monologue voice?
I don't know. Well, no, I don't think their deaf voice is their monologue voice. I'm just curious. Like, I guess you're right. You're right. It's basically like they're reading a book inside their head because there's no It's not like an audiobook.
So it's silent braille, internal monologue.
I don't know. Again,
That's a weird. That's a weird concept to think about. Is seeing words on paper,
And
reading
cancel.
those words, but not hearing a voice in your head when you read those words.
Right.
Well, I asked the question because they say you can't raise or lower your internal voice in your head. Like you can't whisper
Shut
to
it off.
yourself. It's just
I don't know, but I feel like there.
I'm yelling at myself right now.
right.
I feel
That's
like
what I always think when I walk by someone on the streets and they make eye contact with me. I start screaming in my head just in case they're reading my thoughts.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
What the?
I do
You
think
gotta one step ahead.
I agree that thoughts don't have like a volume to them, but I do think like there's an intensity to certain thoughts where they're like there are some thoughts that you have. I mean, I think it's tied with anxiety and stuff, but there are thoughts that you literally just cannot push out of your head. It's like a angry fan that's just yelling at you from the stands because you try and like ignore them, block them out, but that's all you can hear. And I feel like thoughts are the same way.
Do you have that? You have like your thoughts are like that?
Some whenever I'm anxious about something, I feel like it's hard to like push them away.
I feel like most of Bryce's thoughts are angry fans yelling from
Angry
the
fans
stands.
yelling at me.
Like
That's probably true.
You need to do better. You're soft.
There
Get
was
your
one
shit
time-
together.
You're not gonna make this shot, jackass.
What a lumpy head.
Come on, man. There was one time I went to one of Bryce's soccer games in high school, and like me and a couple other people were the only people in the stand. It was probably you two.
Yeah,
There was.
I was there. I don't know if it was
I
there.
remember this game.
We're the only people in the stands, and like the ref made a bad call on Bryce or something, and like I was not having it. But there's nobody else at the game. so
Dylan
I was
also
like,
doesn't know about anything about soccer, but
yeah,
It was a
I
bad
don't-
call though.
Come on, ref, pull your head out of your ass. And like usually, if you're at a football game, you could yell that and nobody would hear you. But since there was like a few parents in the stadium, you could hear a pin drop. So the ref stopped the game, ran over to us, said, You cut it out or you're gone. I almost got ejected from Bryce's soccer game
From a high
in
school
the
soccer
stands.
game. Was it high school or was it travel?
No, it was high school.
High school.
you should have
that's funny.
said, "You make another call like that, and you're
You're
gone."
gone. That's
Then that would have got you gone. That would have been way cooler though.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet. Me and Big Bad Bulldog were talking about it, and we were like daydreaming, or I was daydreaming about my future kids at T-ball, and I was like, do you remember we all painted ourselves up for Sharp's pole vault like track meet, and it was like a different high school, and so we show up painted up for him, and I was just thinking about that, but then whenever my future kid goes to a T-ball game, I'm just picturing having the boys out in the outfield just painted up, just roasting these 5-year-olds as they come up to the plate. I think it'd be so funny.
I don't know
This,
what we're doing then.
What year was this?
This is probably junior year.
No, it wouldn't have been that
Junior year?
because
It might not have been.
I pulled with the junior year, so it was probably
It might not have
sophomore
been
year.
Big Bad Bulldog. It might have been.
Did he pole vault
It
that
was
Yeah,
long?
sure.
Yeah, it was sharp.
Yeah.
It was sophomore year. Yeah,
Was it?
because
Did you guys used to dress up, paint up for the games?
yeah, we
Oh,
did
yeah.
that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Maroon Platoon.
Yeah, you guys aren't invited to my anything.
Oh, dude, I want the
None of my
boys.
kids stuff.
Oh, we're not invited to your kids stuff.
No, unless you guys want to be invited. Then
I think it'd be great if we all.
I don't have any kids. All right, so what's the matter?
I think we could all coach a soccer team. Like go back and
No.
coach a high school soccer team.
No.
You know, I think I'd be a great like NBA or NFL GM, but like kids is where I draw the line.
Okay, fair.
I'll be like, what do I say to get them to win?
What are you gonna tell an NFL football team to get them to win?
You ain't
I'm
got
gonna,
to tell them.
I'm gonna tell them don't trade your best wide receiver and the future picks for Bryce Young
Oh, all right, that's good advice.
Maybe.
because there's motherfuckers out there making that decision, and I would never make that decision.
It's a franchise team, brother. You
But
don't.
there's
You don't
one-
understand the franchise.
There's
Yeah, you
one
don't.
person that makes the decision.
You don't understand all the other decisions going into making that decision.
What's not to know?
I have no clue.
So how are you gonna tell me I don't
Tony
know if you
Manziel?
don't know?
Kickbacks, jersey sales.
Collusion.
Yeah.
No, not collusion.
What would you call that?
I would call that a financial decision.
Business.
Business, baby. And business is booming.
Accountants don't understand business. Let me tell you. They just understand the numbers.
Either do those
Doesn't-
engineers.
You put this number in
Doesn't
this
click.
cell, and then look, it populates in that cell. We don't even work with numbers.
You ain't never been in QuickBooks.
I have been.
Call of the
QuickBooks.
Void.
Talking to him.
Oh,
That's what it's called. When you have the thought of driving off the bridge, or like if you're in a hotel and you look over the side on the 14th floor and you think, well, I could just jump off.
what is it
It's
called?
called
Call
it's
of the
called
Void.
Are you actually
the
in
Void.
prison, Mike?
Are you actually?
I didn't like that laugh either,
Wait,
brother.
you guys have the thought when you're on the balcony of potentially not jumping, but
I mean, sometimes I can survive it.
I think logistically about it, but I don't actually think about doing it.
There's a
I don't ever
three-story.
have.
I think
I don't ever have
logis-
the. I don't ever have the thought, but I think like if a strong wind comes and I go, whoa, and I
exactly.
keel over, like you kind of gotta you gotta plan your exits. You gotta plan for every scenario.
Right,
So
right.
you gotta plant your feet. So if a strong wind does come, you don't lose your balance.
okay, I agree with those. I agree with those.
Yeah, I was looking.
I think that's
well-
level 1. That's level 2. I'm level 3 then.
Yeah, these guys.
I was gonna say I'm 3+.
These guys are
Like,
almost going.
yeah, that's
There was
They're
an
like
Italian
flipping their
restaurant
foot
I was
over.
at. Right, a 3-story Italian restaurant. Climbed the stairs all the way to the top. I was thinking,
Never
okay,
heard of
it's pretty high. As we were leaving to go back down the stairs, I look over the balcony. And I was like, oh, hundreds of people having an amazing dinner. I think I could frog splash right in the middle of that table right there.
Damn.
But it's just a thought, It's just a split-second thought. It's nothing more than that.
I
Are
mean,
you
Yeah.
doing it? Are you doing it as a joke in your head, or are you doing it as like
It's
this
just
would
a
be
scenario
wild?
in my head. Like,
He's-
wouldn't this be crazy?
Yeah, it would be.
Wouldn't this be wild?
how quick can I ruin 100 people's nights?
And
About
kill
3
myself at the
seconds.
same
Would
time.
would you ruin it, or did you give him a story?
Or both.
Yeah.
See, do you think what makes us sane is we can have those thoughts and not act on them?
Oh, Amir might act on them.
I feel like we
I mean, I
yeah.
think having the thoughts doesn't make you sane.
insane.
No, sane.
Oh,
You
Well,
never
no.
had the thought, then it doesn't
But
really
the
affect
fact
you.
that we're having those
No, no,
thoughts,
yeah,
and then
you-
we realize that, hey, that is kind of a wild thought to have. Like we're self aware enough to be like, oh yeah, that might be
You
a
have
problem.
the thought, it's crazy, and you'd never do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes you sane, is not doing it. What makes you insane is having the thought, knowing it's crazy, and be like, it's a good idea though.
There was a video that came out with one of the guys I follow, and he was on a flight, and during the flight, some guy got up and just started screaming he needs to be let off the plane, and starts trying to open the door of the plane. So him and like 5 other guys run and grab this dude, and while he had his hand still on the door, he was fighting them off. As soon as he let go of the door, he instantly calmed down, was like very apologetic. He's like, guys, what? I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. Like super apologetic. Later off, like they had to turn the plane around, landed, the cops came on, pulled this guy off, and the whole time he's like, I blacked out. I woke up with my hands on the door and people grabbing me. I don't understand what happened. And that's like the scariest thing in the world. That's so scary to me. It's like,
Oh, so he's a good liar.
are you sure? Because I don't know. I mean, to instantly give up and to no longer be like, to go from that level of erraticism to, that's not a word, erratic.
think it's called
That's
man-
Erraticism
it's like-
works for us.
That's a word. That's good enough.
Okay.
I think it's called a manic episode.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. But apparently he didn't have any history of that, had no issues. He said before the flight, he was talking to everybody, like all the witnesses were saying like he was super normal, nice, and it just like something snapped in him. And he doesn't have like any sort of pre-disorder or anything like that. It's like pre-existing medical history on it. It's like, what if that happened to one of us? That guy's going to jail for life. He's like, they charged him with like attempted murder for everybody on the plane. And it's like, what? I don't know. That's the biggest fear. It's like just
Damn.
your
But I
brain
hope it wasn't
switches
a-
off.
But I hope it wasn't a full flight.
It's an empty flight. It's a fair point. But yeah, I mean, sometimes there's things out of your control.
Yeah, I
just
don't think
don't know.
so though. I don't think anything's out of your control. Even when you freak out like that, like at that point, now you gotta open that fucking door.
That's what you say, but like, what happens if one day you just black out and do that same thing? And then you
Well-
wake up and you're like, trust me, guys, I've never done this before.
This is not real.
Well, I guess we'll wait till that day happens, because when it does happen, I hope I'm strong enough to fucking open that door
All right.
and I consider.
Oh, wait,
Nah.
no. You don't want
No, I just want to open the door. I don't want it to kill everybody.
Well, apparently you're unable to open the door at a certain altitude.
How? No,
But before
if you're
that-
strong enough.
No, they said it's literally impossible to hit it if you go up a certain altitude because the air pressure on the outside of the plane is like
So then what's the
insurmountable.
So why are they making a big fuss about it?
They hadn't hit that altitude yet.
Well, they should have
Whenever
flew
he
up a
tried to
little bit
do
faster.
it.
Maybe he knows the rules.
Right.
All right.
Well, like, I feel like if you guys were one of the other guys in the plane, would you have got up to stop him?
I don't fucking know.
That's
I mean, how
what.
close am I?
Yeah,
How
great
close
question.
am I?
Am I in the emergency exit? I'm
Am I in the
probably doing
bathroom?
something.
He was in the emergency exit, so he was able to just stand up and go right to the door. But the two guys that were in his row got up. There was like two children in the row in front of them, and their parents got up, and their parents were sitting somewhere else on the plane, and they were the first ones to get back there to him. But there's like 10 to 15 other people on the plane very close by that didn't get up.
I don't know
If-
because sometimes
fight or flight.
sometimes I see
get
things like when I'm like hanging out and doing stuff, and like it's not really what it seems. And then when I finally see what it is, I'm like, oh, like what if I'm like, what if I fucking freak? I'm like, oh my god, this guy's grabbing the fucking door.
Right.
Let me grab him.
Well,
and then he's like, whoa, man.
What if he's pulling the shade down?
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
He's like, whoa, and now I'm arrested
Right.
for whatever happened.
I do feel like I'm notorious for I overreact to those
See
kind of
what I'm
moments.
saying?
I feel like I need to get involved way before anyone needs to actually get involved, and that can be real problematic. But I'm thinking about it, like, what if the guys that were going up to stop this guy? What if he does open the door and now they just took their seatbelts and ran towards the door? It's not going to be a good thing.
Is everybody fucked anyways though?
No,
I don't think it sucks you out. Like,
No, it's not-
right away, does it? It's not like the movies.
It
I mean,
might.
if you're like in the vicinity without a seatbelt, you have a chance of being like, oh.
Right. If you're sitting down with your seatbelt, you're totally fine. I don't think there's going to be an issue there. But
Maybe there's a loose bolt underneath your seat.
If I'm sitting
know if
like
that's-
the
I
row
don't know if that's
behind him
an
and I'm watching, I'm pretty like weirdly observant, like watching my surroundings. So if I'm like seeing this dude like get up
Somebody needs to stop him.
and like doing some weird stuff, I might get up.
Is that what you're
Spring
screaming?
into action.
Somebody help everybody else.
Quick, somebody else get this guy right now.
Honestly, depending on the week I'm having or my TSA experience,
Amir helps him
I
open
might
the door.
help him. Yeah, I'm like, fuck
Get me
these
out.
motherfuckers.
Hold him off. You get the door.
I've been thinking about doing this since we got in the plane. Let's open this bad boy up.
Ah, we couldn't have taken off sooner.
He said, I knew someone was thinking the same thing.
No one's flying Spirit ever again.
it is wild though, because like now when I'm in the gym and working out and stuff,
You're doing
I
emergency exit pulls.
basically, I used to.
Emergency exit training.
I used to train for like I wanted to be the strongest guy in the gym. I wanted to like, just look strong. Now I'm training like with the mindset of, man, my future 4-year-old son, someone tries to kidnap him. I need to be able to chase that person down. I gotta hawk that person down. I need to be able to wrestle my kid out of their arms.
Or
See-
you can Liam Neeson it.
Yeah.
See, I have that same thought, but my training is like, I'm in a family of 4 right now. There's 3 people that I got to protect and a dog. So if one morning I wake up, or one middle of the night I wake up and the house is on fire and my whole family is passed out and I can't wake them up,
Right. You're carrying 4 people.
I gotta lift them all at the same time, get them out that door.
Yep.
Like Pee Wee Herman, saving all those animals from the pet store. I gotta get all the animals out.
Gotta get them all out.
Every Wednesday, Dylan has a potential fire fucking breakdown.
Exactly. Gotta run the kids to a fire drill.
Just like the hurricane drills in school.
I go through the fire exit plan with the family.
Right. But no, this is more motivated than I've ever been to work out and stuff, because I feel like, man, now it's getting real. I gotta
Have
be
you
able
ever
to.
had a fire in your
child?
house? Like,
We haven't, but you have. What'd you do?
Yeah,
What
my-
happened?
but my first thought was try to put it out. So I said, let me get a bucket of water. Couldn't do it. That shit goes up so fast. So I said, okay, I stole a fire extinguisher a long time ago. Let me find it. Couldn't find it.
Wait, you stole
And-
a fire extinguisher?
Yeah, he's an arsonist and a thief.
I had a fire extinguisher,
There you go.
and lo and behold, it was behind the door in the same room. But in the moment, I said, fuck it. Couldn't find the dogs. I opened the back.
You ran
Yeah.
past the fire extinguisher to grab a bucket of water.
Yep.
All right.
Couldn't hear my dogs at the time. They were just barking up. So I said, I left the sliding glass door open and I just yelled outside as I ran out the burning house. That was it. I ain't got time for that.
Did you wake anybody up? Was anybody else home?
No, it was just me.
Oh,
And they would have got one. They would have got one chance to wake up, and that was it.
Yep.
Oh, you were yelling
Everybody
at
for
the
yourself.
You were yelling at the dogs.
Yeah.
I yelled.
I didn't
hear
even
me
check
yell?
the rooms. Didn't even check the rooms. I just ran outside, saw no cars. I said, "Oh, hope for the best."
how did the fire go out? Like, 'cause it didn't take. There
how'd
wasn't
the
that
fire
much fire
start?
damage.
It was the fire department. Yeah, they were there amazingly fast.
The fire department put it out?
Yeah.
It didn't spread that
That's
quick
their-
then.
that's their
'cause
job.
I mean, yeah, but I thought it'd been a way worse burn for electrical fire. You think it would go up a
You
little
would
quicker?
think it wasn't that bad, but there is these types of blinds before the nice wooden slats. They're made of plastic. I don't know if you ever seen them,
All right, come on.
but they're extremely flammable. And as soon as they get lit on fire, they release it does like the smoke is actually plastic. So if you breathe it in, you're pretty much fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the whole room had those blinds, and the whole room just got lit up. So it went straight to like the attic, and that's what they stayed. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Magic, Simba, go!
What were your intrusive thoughts that night? Maybe if I stay in this room a little
I
longer.
hang out a little longer.
I was so pissed because I had the fire extinguisher within arm's reach, and I didn't grab it, couldn't find it.
Can't blame yourself for that. It's so hard.
Happens, man. Some of us crack under pressure. Some of us are stone cold. We know who
train
you are.
yourself.
I just watched the guy I would have watched him open the door.
Well, that's what you think about. It's like I go by my fire extinguisher in my apartment every day because I have it right in my bathroom, and I don't think I would think about it in the state of a fire.
I'm gonna be honest, not about the fire, about the guy with the door in the plane.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know now from you guys, which maybe I should check, if I was far enough away, I probably wouldn't do anything. I'd probably be intrigued on what's gonna happen if he's actually gonna. Is he gonna open that fucking door? Is he gonna jump out?
Would you record it?
I don't think I'd record it.
So you would do nothing.
I think I would
Sit
just
there and
watch.
dude.
What
Be
if there was
intrigued.
women and children? What if there was women and children about to get raped unless this doorman is stopped?
All right, that was
That's a little further than what I was
How many
thinking.
times in your life do you think whatever's happened, I need to pull out my phone and record this?
Don't think I've ever done that.
Only when I see Wiz Khalifa.
I don't think I've ever thought like
I did do that.
car accident, pull out my phone and record this.
Oh, never a car accident.
People getting in a fight at the mall, pull out my phone and
No,
record
never
this.
that. No,
I mean, a car accident, you are almost forced to take pictures and record. Or are you talking about the
He's
interaction?
talking about that. He's talking.
No,
Alright,
he's
you-
talking about
You're
you're
driving
driving
by
by a car accident. Do you
Oh, I'm
take?
sorry. There was confusion. I thought I'm in the car
You're a
accident.
weirdo.
You never been in a car accident?
Oh, no, not you. Like,
Right.
I'm talking about like if you're a fly on the wall seeing these situations, basically like
No.
all of the content we have on social media, people pulling out their phone to record stuff. I've never been in a situation where I've thought, I'm going to record this right now to upload it to Reddit later,
Yeah,
or put it
same.
on Twitter or whatever the hell.
I
people
did
do.
see the wildest. I'm pulling it up right
Oh,
now.
here's the guy.
I saw the wildest
I have a whole
sign
folder.
in the back of a car. Go ahead and read that out loud for us, Dingman.
Please do not feed the whores drugs. Why not?
On
Yeah,
the-
please do not feed the horse drugs.
The horse or the whores?
drugs. That was on the back of a Toyota Yaris, and I can't decipher it. I think it's a straightforward call, but is she protecting the women of the night, or is she anti-drug,
Or both?
pro women? I don't know.
Or both? How
You
many?
should ask them.
How many of them are in
I
the trunk right
thought
now?
about it, but no, I messed up and I took out my phone and I took a picture of it.
No, I think taking pictures.
Bryce is a prime example.
I mean, I was at an intersection.
He's a guy that's going
But
to take pictures.
this
He's a
wasn't.
fucking
Oh,
guy.
yeah,
This was,
intersection? Yeah.
this was not someone in danger. It was not something I need to act on. In those situations, I'm not. But when I see a sign that with the audacity to say something like that, I feel like I got to share that with people. But I'm not the type. If there's something going on, I'm more likely to get involved.
What's their license plate number? Read it out. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Toyota, it's a Toyota Yaris, black.
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, if they see the sign that says "Please do not eat the horse drugs," I think we're gonna know what we're talking about.
I'm just kidding, man.
I do have that locked in though. Okay.
I think anything supernatural it warrants a phone recording.
When
Like
do you
if-
see supernatural shit?
like people all the time, they're like, "I saw a UFO."
Yeah, but they
It's like,
recorded
yeah.
on a
And
toaster.
How many pictures or videos do you have of UFOs?
Yeah, here's the deal. Like,
I'm talking about fights or like.
if right now everybody has a 4K camera in their pocket, 1080p camera in their pocket, And we're still getting the worst video footage of potential UFO sightings and potential alien sightings.
Bigfoot.
That's like the fact that we still haven't been visited by a time traveler yet.
But you wouldn't know.
Exactly.
If time travel existed,
How would we not know?
if time travel existed, a time traveler would have traveled to our time or any time.
You think they're just
before
passing
us.
that shit out?
There
You think
hasn't-
a
How do you
Joe
know
Schmo
you
like
haven't?
you?
All right.
How do you know you haven't missed the time travel?
Because in such a distant future, way beyond where the government regulates time travel. Let's be honest.
Well, they might.
Time travelers are going to come back and say, "Yo, time travel exists,"
Think about
and they probably, honestly, maybe they do that, and we call them crazy. And
think about Snowden.
we lock them up.
Snowden released all the secrets, gave up all the secrets. He was a top guy with a bunch of security clearance. Boom, gave up all the secrets. You're telling me there's not going to be one Snowden of future time travelers?
But it's like if you want to dive down that road, right, of time travelers going back in time to change stuff, it branches. The reality, it's not like Back to the Future where I go back and I change all the beers in that fridge to Coronas, and during this podcast in this reality, they would be Coronas. Like a different reality, they would be, but for you, they would still be Ultras.
No, I think
you're overthinking it.
I think that time does not branch. If you do go back in time, you're going to do whatever you were destined to do,
Again?
and whatever's going to happen is
already-
always going to
yeah,
happen.
I agree. The same.
Whatever's going to happen is already destined to happen, no matter what happens. So if you could time travel, you could go back in time, and you could take the Farmer's Almanac, and you could win $1 billion and become the mayor of the world. Well, you were always going to become the mayor of the world,
Right.
And there's never going to be branching timelines.
So it's all one timeline
It's all
that just
one
gets
timeline.
I agree.
realigned?
That's what I
It
think.
doesn't get realigned because it's always in line.
Yeah, but well, again, there's a correction to whatever was.
No correction
It was,
because
it
there's
was
no
always going to
incorrection.
happen. Yeah.
But then you got to think about that to the smallest detail. It's not just you're going to be
Yeah.
the mayor. You
it
have
was
to
always
think
going to
about it to
happen.
like.
It was
written,
always going to
and
happen.
that's
That's what it was written every time.
But that
No matter
doesn't.
what you do to change it, that's how it was going to be.
But
anyways.
in that case, though, that's not. Then time travel isn't existing because if you go back in time, the idea that you are back in time has already changed it.
Hold on. What the fuck are y'all two talking about?
I get
You
what they're
can't
saying.
change it. You can't change
Yeah.
it.
You can't
if you
change
go,
what?
If you go
your,
back in time,
your circle of life or life in
Anything.
general?
No,
change
it's like
anything.
it's like the movie Time Machine where he goes back to save his wife, and every time he saves her, she dies in a different way. But no matter what, she still dies, and so that's what
Have
their
y'all seen-
idea is.
Hold on,
Doctor Strange
hold on.
too?
You're saying the results.
All right, we're not Doctor Strange, but
The
it's all
results
a bit of a
always going to be the
stretch,
same.
Huh?
Or what are you saying?
I'm saying you can't change anything. You can't go back in time to change something because whatever you go back in time to change, you were already going to be going back in time to change it. So it was already going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know what you just said because that makes no sense.
I'm saying time is a flat circle, baby.
Okay, you go
just
you go
in the
back
loop.
in time. What are you changing? Give me an example.
If I'm going back
Paint
in
this
time,
picture.
I don't have this queued up. But if I'm
Make
He's
it up.
not, he's not
Make
going to
it up.
bust his chin open doing the worm in the barn at the sorority house.
that's a good start. That's like one of the
Fix
only.
that one.
It's my only
I can
facial
take-
scar.
and what does that mean? You end up busting your chin later
He
or a different way?
yeah, he trips at the same time, busts his chin in front of a bunch of people with
It's
the
as
same
hard.
scar.
It's as hard to think about this as it is to think about branching timelines.
yeah.
Because my thought is if you go back and you win the Powerball and the other person that was supposed to buy a ticket doesn't get it,
Yeah.
now everything that you do with the money, that person doesn't do with the money.
That person never did.
What do you mean?
Because you travel back in time. So,
gone.
and you're from the point when that day passed before you travel back in time, someone won the Powerball.
You always went back in time.
Yeah, but but
You
someone
always
else.
changes to win the
Even,
Powerball.
even from the timeline wherever he won the Powerball, he never won the Powerball. 'cause
So you're
you
saying
always, 'cause you always
you
won
always
the
won
Powerball.
it.
So you're saying every time you travel, you're deleting whatever
Delete.
happened after the time that you traveled back, and so it just
Yeah.
resets the timeline.
Outside of a memory
You're
of
just-
it happening. That's what you're saying?
You're just rewinding. You're rewinding time,
It
or you're
never
rewinding the
happened.
movie and then playing it with the
Because
new.
you were always going to win.
But it happened and you have the memory of it.
No, how
It's
do you know?
it's not a very well thought.
You might
out
not have the
idea.
memory.
So you're saying when you go back in time, you have no memory of everything that happened before that or after that time.
Maybe not.
So what the fuck
Yeah,
would you
maybe
ever
would.
go back in time for?
Sounds like
Maybe
you guys
that's what
don't like
happens.
my
No,
thought.
that's what happens.
You
to
guys
time
want
travelers.
branching timelines? Because screw that. Because
I
I'm
don't-
tired of these Marvel movies.
I don't believe
with these
there's the
branching
underlying issue.
timelines. We're
There's
in the
the-
multiverse. And hey, you know what? We can bring every
Well,
actor back.
Those
and
are
we can
two
put
very
them all
different
in.
things.
It's like, come on, dude.
Multiverse and time travel are two very different things.
Yeah, but
But,
multiverse and the webbing of time seem to coexist.
We're never gonna know about that kind of thing.
The
so.
underlying issue is Dylan hates Marvel and successful movies. It's
Dingman
fine.
agrees with me. He's
I do
he's
agree.
on the
Have
train.
you guys seen Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I didn't see it.
I thought most of the Marvel movies were decent movies to watch.
They're enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I think they
Cheap fun.
represent the timeline very well. There's a lot of good and bad from Marvel movies, but
They're superheroes also, so it's like
hard not to like them.
What's something bad that's happened that you didn't like in Marvel?
What's
Mr.
something
Oggero?
bad that I didn't like?
Yeah, something that you didn't like that you thought was stupid or they should have done, or maybe they should have went another way.
That's tough to say. I don't think they should have done as many. I feel like less movies are better quality.
Like less movies, as in like less big pictures. Like Ant-Man doesn't need fucking 9 movies by himself or 9 movies for him.
I like the character Scott Lang. Like, it's a funny movie.
Right, but
in
I'm saying like you
itself.
think maybe it should just be like maybe combined to a smaller story inside one of the bigger movies.
I really liked Marvel movies in the beginning, like probably because I was younger, and it was just like, oh my god, it's coming to the big screen is really dope. And like, the more it went on, it's harder for me to get behind. Like, the good guy wins every single time.
Okay.
Like, there's no way Ultron loses in that movie. Like,
Age of
no
Ultron?
possible chance in
Ultron?
Age of Ultron.
You're thinking, Thanos won, and the other one they had to go back in time and change it.
Right, and right there, like
Thanos won
okay,
Infinity War.
Tony Stark invents a time machine in 2 years. Like, come on, it's been 15 years for the series. He didn't think of it once.
Never needed to.
Well,
You
what do you
always
not
won.
like about it?
what do I not like about Marvel Universe?
Yeah, that's the question.
Better question. What do I like about Marvel Universe?
What do you like about Marvel Universe?
Not much.
Well, let's hear two things.
You're wild, dude.
I want to hear two things that you like about it.
I actually went to go watch all the Marvel movies as they were coming out in theaters. Not only did I do that, this is like the original, like Iron Man, Captain
Right.
America.
Hulk.
No, because there's no Hulk movie. But and then whenever Avengers came out, me and Matt Hooper did the marathon where you sit in the movie theater for like
Oh, they did all
24
the-
hours.
yeah, they did all
and
the
you
movies,
watched
right?
all of them
Yeah.
leading up to Avengers.
Pretty wild.
That was
I
pretty
wanted to
wild.
do it, but I never would have done it.
That was pretty wild. So we watched every single movie, and I think
Is it in the order that it should be, or is it just like?
in the order it should be. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. And it all culminates with the first Avengers movie. And then after the first Avengers movie, there's not much of a point to keep watching like Marvel movies after that.
They keep
Like-
on adding new characters.
I know
Characters
that.
keep developing,
Yeah,
growing.
So you think they hit their
changing.
peak? And
They
then
hit
that
their
was
peak at the
it?
first. Well, I say
not,
that
not their peak in the sense of like business wise, but the peak of like
entertainment wise.
entertainment wise for a movie.
I think
Not really
I think
movie goer,
Endgame-
but
I think Endgame is a really good like.
There's
Endgame is a good
great
movie. Like,
finale. Great finale.
let's finish this off.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time you get to Endgame, you've got to watch like 15 other movies or something like
Yeah.
that, and it's like
Yeah.
I could really care less about most of these other movies and most of these other characters.
Yeah, but you don't have to watch all those movies.
I'm the
But-
type of person though that like wants to understand who these characters are, especially if there's some backstory to them
Exactly.
in other movies.
There's more, like every scene of Endgame, gets more and more impactful if you know everything that led up to those characters.
No, I agree. I don't think it's necessary to enjoy like the Avengers 4 movies.
So I did actually go back and watch like all the Avengers movies. Sorry, all the Marvel movies leading up to the Avengers, and like I watched them with my wife, and like she knows that I don't like Marvel movies, but I'm watching them and I'm like, who's this guy? And I'm like, yeah, this guy's coming in. And I'm like, this guy should go see. Why do you lie to yourself? You like these movies. I go,
You're invested.
I don't like these movies, but it's pretty cool how this guy's meeting with this guy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, Mr. Stark, no. And he, so I don't know. I could see the appeal,
It's like
but at the same
Imagine-
time, it's not for me.
Imagine if Ocean's 11 had 11 different movies where you got to meet each one of those characters in their own movie and develop their own backstory and became Ocean's 11. I feel like I would love that. If they went back and remade a movie about each character, I think that would be very cool and make Ocean's 11 even better because I have a better connection on these guys. Like Don Cheadle's character in Ocean's 11, if I saw him blowing up stuff on his own or if they did like
So you want a
side
TV
thing
show?
of Casey Affleck.
Could happen.
No.
Could happen because they're making a prequel.
Are they?
I think Ryan Gosling is Danny Ocean.
I'll watch that.
That's what I've heard.
See, I don't think it's that drastic. I think it's let's make a side movie, and then there may be 1 or 2 minutes of that was what they were talking about in Avengers. I think that is a cool feat, but it doesn't take away from main storyline. Like I'm not watching WandaVision to get whatever the hell happened in WandaVision. You know what I'm saying? Like,
See, I hear you. I did watch the new Doctor Strange, right? Where spoiler, Wanda is the bad guy. But I couldn't watch it because I didn't watch WandaVision. So it's like I already don't have any internal feelings for Wanda and who's the guy that she was married to?
Vision.
And Vision. I don't have any interaction with them. I don't even know how they're shipped together. So seeing them shipped together at the start of that movie, it's like, well,
I think I'm the complete opposite. I don't even care or think, I should know that to watch the movie. I could just watch it and be like, okay, cool. Second one.
You don't have to watch it. Yeah. You don't have to watch anything for any Marvel movie to know what's going on. They specifically make it
but it
like
makes it better. It makes it better.
They're making these movies for you guys. Just so you know, they're making these movies for the people who are like, I don't need to know what's going on. I just need to be like, pretty colors, explosions. This is pretty cool.
I do that, but I also like to know what's going on.
Yeah, I want to know everybody's reason for what they're doing.
Then read the comic books. Damn it!
I don't know why Kevin Bacon got kidnapped.
that's fine. Kevin Bacon got kidnapped. Following?
No, man. You haven't seen the new Guardians?
I
It
haven't.
wasn't Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon got kidnapped in the Christmas special.
Oh, in the Christmas special. You're right.
And they talk about him.
They're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Well, I am technically, but they talk about it in the beginning.
Yeah, you're right. Right. It's fair. Get a gift for Star-Lord. Kevin Bacon.
See, dude?
Yeah, I remember.
Cusco's poison.
Poison specifically made for Cusco.
It's a llama.
It's wrong.
I find it so unrealistic though sometimes where the main villain is not just as powerful or
Right, think about
more
the
powerful.
sentence
They
you
are
just
more
said.
powerful.
Think about the line you just said.
What did I say?
Just find it unbelievable that the villain of a Marvel superhero movie is less powerful than the
But usually
I
they're
meant
more
to say-
powerful. They're just not as...
Thanos crushed everybody.
Yeah.
Thanos did. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, he had to use the stone.
And,
But he didn't.
And his henchman, like the weird alien looking guy.
Uh-huh.
It looks like Yzma from
But he really didn't, right?
Emperor's New Groove.
He only really
Oh
killed
fuck.
Loki.
Well, he was only around to kill. He wasn't fighting
No.
them very often.
I mean,
No, if I'm Thanos, bro, I'm killing Thor right there and then. Bam, Thor's dead. The entire series changed. The entire movie is gone.
The whole purpose of that, Loki distracted him to get Thor out of there. Loki or Hulk or one of them distracted him long enough to
Thor
get
was
Thor out
tied
of there.
up in the very beginning movie. He blows up the ship. Thor is floating in space.
Yeah, but that's
Guardians of the Galaxy find him.
every villain has to do their monologue, their villainous plan
So they
reveal,
lose
and
right
they
there,
get
every
out.
time.
But no one wants to see a movie where the villain wins. You act like
I
they
do.
do, but
I mean, I definitely do.
what like
The
that?
Change of
Joker. I
pace.
wanted the Joker to win.
There will be blood. Daniel Plainview wins at the end.
Yeah, but
Come
he's
on,
not
dude.
really a villain.
He's
Got his own.
an anti-hero. That's
He
for
is
sure.
an
He's-
anti-hero. Yeah, that's a different. Anti-heroes are a different story. Yeah.
Anti-hero is
wasn't there
different.
wasn't there a big movie recently where the villain won? And it was kind of like, well, I guess
Infinity War.
no. I was gonna say technically. I mean, Uncut Gems wasn't a happy ending.
Yeah, but he wasn't a hero. He was a bad guy.
Anti-hero.
Yeah, but he
Wouldn't
was the
even tell you,
anti-hero.
yeah.
But there was the villain who hated him,
Right.
and then
But that wasn't. I
it
don't,
wasn't the happy ending. That's what I'm saying. Like it was like, oh shit, like
Amir was pissed.
I mean, there's
I like
Oh, I
that.
was like,
That's
okay.
like a real.
I was.
That's like a real ending.
I wasn't happy, but I wasn't pissed. Yeah, it was a real ending. I'm like, okay, did not see this coming,
right, but
and it was
That's some
enjoyable.
shit that would happen in real life, like actual reality.
there are positive endings to real life too. It's
there's
not
one-
like
if there's one
just
thing
because
I
it's
want-
a negative.
If there's one thing I want from my comic book movies, it's to have real life endings.
So the good
Exactly.
guy-
That's why I want my comic book movies too.
Oh no!
Right.
You didn't think Thor playing with the rock guy Fortnite was real life? No, you guys don't remember that scene?
Thor, the rock guy, Craig, Krog,
Fortnite at the end of the movie.
Hey, my name's Craig.
Yeah.
Korg. It's Korg.
Korg.
Oh, Korg.
Hey, my name's Korg.
What was the friend's name?
I think I like Craig better.
Korg was great.
It was Korg and
The bug dude.
yeah.
This is Peeps, something
Peeps.
like that.
It's like, oh, Peeps is dead.
He's dead.
Oh, Peep, you're alive.
What's his name?
But they're playing Fortnite when there's
That's
like
the
in the
best.
lighthouse.
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
I laughed my fucking ass off.
All of Korg stuff was so great.
Speaking of, which movie is that
He's
from?
like, I started Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Is that Ragnarok?
He's in Ragnarok, and then he's in the Avengers again.
Yeah.
Wait.
Ragnarok is when you first meet him.
Yeah, he's in Endgame.
He's in like the fight thing, waiting for
right.
Thor to get picked for the fight.
It's not Ragnarok.
No, it's definitely not
In
Ragnarok.
Endgame is whenever they're playing the game, and Thor is Fat Thor.
Yeah.
And
In the
then-
beginning. Or like in
Yeah,
the...
it's in the
Yeah.
beginning. It's
Okay.
in
I was
Endgame.
gonna say it wasn't Ragnarok.
Right. But
Ragnarok's
you
like the
first
funny
It's just
one.
when they
you
first
first meet
meet him.
Korg in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like we started a riot. but
Sorry.
we ran out of flyers. Not enough people showed up. It's so funny.
Ragnarok though.
Ragnarok was great. That's what kept me invested in that, because it was like a whole shift, because Thor went from being this like brooding, like very stoic character, and then he turned into just a comedian.
Yeah, no, once Marvel went that route, that's why they crushed DC.
They redeemed themselves.
The Redeem team.
The redeemed.
The
Yeah, but they
Redeemers.
also shot themselves in the foot on the next one,
Which
the Mighty Thor.
The
one with,
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, Thor Love and
I
Thunder.
didn't mind Thor: Love and Thunder. You got Christian Bale as a villain. You can't go wrong
You
with
also
that.
got Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
They did go wrong with that.
I mean, they didn't do a great
I didn't
job.
even see
It
it.
wasn't as good as
I didn't
Ragnarok,
either.
but it wasn't bad.
I'll tell you what, Doctor Strange 2 still is a fucking mind melter to think about that your dreams are an alternate reality or whatever. It's your other multi-dimensional self's real life reality is what you dream.
Yeah.
Well, my other reality me's are fucked up. 'Cause my dreams are fucking.
That's what they said. He was like, so the dream where I'm naked running from a clown and he's about to kill me, that's real somewhere? He goes, yep, somewhere out there.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Damn.
Hot dog.
Anyway, back to this ghosts topic.
What you got for us? What's your ghost story of the day?
I want to hear everyone's personal supernatural story.
We've
Doesn't
done,
have to be
we've
ghosts.
done this. We've gone through these.
Have you?
Did you not watch last week's
You
pod?
you did this with us last time you were on the pod. You did this exact thing.
Did he
No, I
really?
didn't.
I don't think he did.
I think
Did
this-
he?
No,
this
I
is
never
like,
did.
This is like pod 2. I must have dreamt it. This is a different. This is a different universe.
It's your
I
alternate
apologize. I
realities
apologize.
podcast.
I could have sworn this happened before, but well, wait, let's run with it.
I've never.
I don't have a supernatural story, but like, what's like the scariest thing that's ever happened to you? Could be another way to phrase that question.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have a supernatural thing that's ever happened to me.
Me and my friend used to get chased by this guy in a car when we'd ride our bikes home. But we just like, we knew who the person was, but like,
Was
that's
it-
the scariest thing.
Was this like one of the guys on Bryce's shows he was watching?
Yeah, America's Most Wanted.
America's Most Wanted?
Nah, this is some older kid that like we didn't know really.
Oh,
We didn't
Doyle?
really know him, but pretty much we'd ride our bikes and then we'd see him and we'd had to cut through the backyards and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty scary.
I got robbed with a gun. Dylan was there.
Yeah, I was there.
Dylan manifested it.
I willed it into
Saw it
existence.
coming.
I had a dream the night before, and that dream became a reality.
Oh boy.
You had no
Deja
idea I was
vu.
even coming to pick you up.
Damn.
I'm like, Dylan, what are you doing?
Did you pick him up before or after?
Before. He was in the car.
Oh, were you in the car? I remember the story, but
Yeah, I was in the car.
Yeah, we're pulling up to Sadie Park. He's like, what happens if you get robbed? I'm like, don't worry, I got a bat. You don't bring a fucking bat to a gunfight.
A lot of good that
point.
did.
Well, one, he was a stranger. Should have known better. Two, was at a park I've never even heard of.
Okay.
3, somebody put 4 fingers up. 3, Dylan said some shit that sounds like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Led you
I
astray.
may get robbed by a gunpoint. And then 4,
When he wasn't looking, I said, "Yo, rob this fool."
book him.
Hey,
Book 'em.
he's got a bat.
Oh, this
Idiot's got
guy's
a bat.
It's in the front seat.
Exactly what I was thinking.
He's over in the trunk.
Oh, damn. Good times.
I
No,
was gonna
you
say
can
I
run
was
with it.
playing Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, one of the Resident Evils, one of the newer ones, and it was like 2:00 in the morning, and I got headphones on, and I'm playing the scariest level, and I am losing my mind while playing this level. This deformed baby is chasing me through these hallways, and these hallways are changing, and everything's going to shit, and I'm about to crap my pants, and I finish the game and I go downstairs and I'm like sitting downstairs before I go to bed, and I hear some banging in like what I can only imagine is the attic, because where I'm sitting it's like, well, there's the upstairs is that way and I'm hearing the banging over here, so it's like something's in the attic. Something's gonna get me, and the hair on the back of my neck is standing straight up, and I'm losing my mind, and I never did find out what it was. Don't know if it was the cat. Don't know if it was the kids. Don't know if it was the dog.
Don't know if it was that
Don't
demon.
know if it was a deformed baby.
Yeah.
But,
Was that in this house?
in this house? Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yo,
just
what the fuck?
Shortly after we moved in. You ever move into like a new house and you think like,
Nah.
I really don't hope I'm gonna uncover some deep dark secrets here.
No.
Because you go into the attic and you're digging around and stuff, and you could lose some stuff in the attic. Like you can lose some old papers, you can lose a body. You never know what's gonna be up there. So if you move into
I don't think you could lose papers up there.
some documents, some whatever.
No.
A body, though. Good luck.
So if you move into
easy.
a new house, you never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
That is a pretty terrifying thought, though. Like whenever in college, I rented out a few different houses, and you never do like a full walkthrough. Like you don't check the crawl space, you don't check the attic. There could very easily be even a person living up there, because you hear stories about people living in other people's attics. That's happened a few times, or even basements. And
Especially if it's a house like that they rent, where there's gonna be time in between tenants, where you got time to sneak in.
oh, easily, people could be there forever, and especially in a town like Tallahassee or something, where a lot of riffraff in and out of there is terrifying. I do remember having our AC vent was above our toilet in the house I grew up in, and it was like one of those slotted AC vents, and the toilet was in like the separate little closet area, but it was like a tall ceiling. But I would go in there and I would always look up at that AC vent. And one day, I can't remember, my dad replaced the screen or something, so it had like cardboard going across it, and it just looked like a smiley face, but just sitting on the AC vent. It was a good thing it was on the toilet, because I shit myself. But it was bad, dude. No, it's so scary.
You always gotta look up to make sure there's not eyes looking down at you.
The issue is you always look, right? You always look, and you're always like, someone could be there, right? Until you see the motherfucker, and now it's,
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, now you have
What do you
nothing to
do?
do.
Or
Right.
I trained myself to be ready for it, but that's all. I didn't come up with a game plan. I just wanted to know he was there. It's so scary, man.
That's like if you're ever in like hotels, you look up at the vents in the bathroom, like see if you can see any little cameras.
Always look for cameras.
no, I don't look for
I
cameras.
don't,
You
yeah.
don't look for cameras? Dude, you
I
gotta
don't
be on
like
that.
look, but I always like if I'm going to the bathroom, I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, there's the vent. I don't think there's any cameras up there. I'm good. I'm safe for now. Like,
No, I never look. I hire a team before I usually go to these places. They check it all
They check
out.
it out. You got a Secret Service?
And then I actually have them put cameras in there. So
Oh, hell yeah. But yeah, it's a good point. Like looking back on, I never really checked. But I used to, we rent out Airbnb. You travel somewhere that whenever Airbnb was really big, like that was always the go-to move. Is I'm literally going in to someone's house and staying there. Like I did one in North Carolina and Georgia and like in the middle of the mountains. And I'm going to a place that who knows how many people have a key to, or how many people have the code to get in, or how many people live in the attic. you don't know. And so, I mean, luckily I would bring my dog with me everywhere. So I'd have him scope it out. But if he didn't pick up on something,
cameras.
I'm not worried about cameras at that point. I'm worried about people, intruders, or what are they called? Squatters. What about squatters out there?
Hate to finally see what you wanted to see and then not be able to do anything again.
That's why I brought the German Shepherd. The German Shepherd came in to take care of that.
Huh?
You ever stay in an Airbnb with the owners of the house?
I couldn't do it.
I've seen that movie.
I've done it once.
Is your parents the Airbnb owners?
Was
they
it like
cool?
a mother-in-law suite or like literally in the same house?
We were in the same house. Yeah.
How'd that go?
We went up to North Carolina. It was actually when the eclipse was coming through.
Mitsubishi Eclipse.
It was,
Hell yeah.
I
That's
don't know
another
when
one
that
that-
was, 2014, 2015, whatever. It was kind of like a last minute thing. We wanted to go see the eclipse. We had to get to like 98% totality, which we did. Ended up getting there in Asheville. That's where we were at. And one of the only
Beautiful
places
city.
we could find was a room in somebody else's house. This nice old couple. It was me
Like
and my wife.
Borat
and
stayed in someone's house like that.
It was fine.
How separated were you from the other people?
They were on one side of the house. We were on the other side.
Well, yeah. Well, how big is the house? Is the fucking Washington is the
We're talking like
1,500
a 5.
square feet, normal house.
Really? So like a 2-1, 2-2.
2-2. Yeah, we had so our bedroom actually had a bathroom kind of inside it, like a
Gotcha.
closet and a bathroom
in the
inside.
middle
It.
of it?
So we were good. But one of the rules they had was
No
the
sex.
first day you were there, you had like maybe it was like the next day, whatever. But you had to have coffee with them on the back porch. It's like you had to meet them.
Kind of like that.
So they kind of wanted to like get to know you a little bit, make sure you're not some freak, just gonna like murder them and rob them in their sleep or something. Because I guess anybody can get an Airbnb account, right?
Right,
So
right.
you never know.
So how much did you
So-
steal from them?
You know, we won't talk about that. Nah, just
Where'd you hide the bodies?
oh,
In the attic.
in the attic.
they go to that cabin every year.
But it was fine. Yeah, they were like, you can't use the sink after 8 o'clock. You can't touch this shelf in the fridge.
A lot of rules in this place.
You know, imagine if you had people staying in your house, you'd probably
I-
have some rules
I
too.
wouldn't be there.
But
Of
you would
course.
never do that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
well,
like
yeah.
one of the things.
I mean, I can understand doing it for the money and stuff, but I feel like they almost, to a extent, they're probably like empty nesters.
probably
They wanted to
swingers.
have some people over.
They could have been swingers, yeah.
Yeah.
But
They didn't really like
They
you
weren't
guys.
the
They're like,
nesters.
You guys didn't fit their fancy. I get it.
little
You
young.
can see a plethora of upside down pineapples around the house.
no, they never left a tie on the door or anything to let me know.
Interesting.
They weren't interested in you guys.
Is that what they do? Tie on the door?
Put your key in the fishbowl, you know.
What in the fishbowl?
I do know
Put
that
the key,
one.
Key
Put
in
your
the
keys in
fishbowl?
the fishbowl.
I thought that was just a drunken and driving thing.
I wish someone would live in my crawl space.
What? I thought you had 3. Oh, never mind.
I anticipate people living in there. That's why you bust out your room butt naked, 3:30 a.m.
Boom, baby.
I think that's
Damn it.
Just waiting, just
I'll get you
waiting.
next
You wait.
time.
He cut it
You just
off.
wait. I always just wait and listen.
There's that movie where that dude was living in that person's house. It was like they're like great uncle or something.
Oh, no.
Some horror movie.
Not Parasite?
It is not Parasite, but Parasite as well. Like that concept is scary as hell.
Barbarian.
Barbarians, yeah, but not that one either.
Yeah.
But
Conan?
that concept, yeah, it's
What
scary as
concept
hell.
of living?
Somebody else living in your house and you don't know.
And you don't know. Walking around.
We also got to imagine
Playing
how big
games.
of a house you have to.
No, it doesn't
Get
have to be
away
that
with
big.
it.
It doesn't
I
have to
mean-
be that big. You're dealing with crazy people. They could literally have a doggy bed up in the corner, and they just come down and grab things out of your cabinet.
In the
That-
scary movie that I'm talking about, there was like the house was like shaped weird, where there should be a room in this one spot, but there wasn't a room, so you couldn't quite tell unless you really thought about the floor plan. Then you're like, wait, there's some extra space here. So this dude was just kind of living in this tight little space, pitch black, dark. He'd come out in the middle of the night and eat and go back in.
And then he also didn't
Eat,
know that
hold
other
on.
people were living there.
Eat
Because
one.
his schedule was just like so
Different schedules.
perfect.
What the hell are you doing here? What the hell are you doing here? I've been every year.
He's got the night shift.
They were both terrified.
That was We're just throwing
Living here
spoilers left and right.
Been living here
but-
for 20 years, man. What are you talking about?
Spoilers left, right? But that movie, I think it's called The Boy or something like that, where it's like the family hires a babysitter, and the babysitter comes over, and it's or like a nanny. Nanny comes over, it's just a doll, like it's a doll of the boy, and they treat the doll like it's their
It's an
son.
actual child?
Like they treat it like it's their actual child.
It's kind of scary.
And then so it goes on, but like she starts hearing the voice, and it's almost like the boy is talking to her. And you realize their son is living in the walls, but has like some disease where I can't remember the whole thing.
Oh,
but
fuck.
the son is there in the house the entire time. So she's like having people over and doing stuff because she's like a teenager taking care of this doll. She just thinks that they're crazy, and then the boy just keeps popping out.
She thinks that they are crazy.
No, they're absolutely crazy. They're absolutely crazy. But
Yeah, I think we have two different movie.
Damn, that movie sounds.
movie.
I would never watch that.
Your
I'm
recommended
scared
list.
already.
Your recommended list. Yeah.
No, I try to watch the scariest movies because I want to feel something,
I still to
I
this
like
day.
to feel happy, but by laughing.
Yeah. To this
Yeah.
day, literally the scariest moment of my life was the night after we watched Insidious, and I drove my high school girlfriend home, and
Which one?
Don't
Just kidding. I'm
care.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'll never forget it because I dropped her off. So remember in Insidious, they have that red demon. He's like the main bad guy. He's terrifying. They have this red demon. He just pops up everywhere. And so I drop her off. She goes up. I'm just sitting in my little Honda Prelude short car, and I'm going to pull away. I'm shaky. I'm already shaky just from the movie. And I go to put my car in drive. Keep in mind it's midnight, and I just see in my rearview mirror this bright red flash. This bright red flash in my rearview mirror, and I started shaking real bad. I think I let out a yelp, and I realized my taillights hit the mailbox behind me. And I just saw this bright red thing pop up behind me. I lost my shit. I couldn't drive home. I just sit there and catch my breath for like 15 minutes. It was so scary.
How funny is it that jump scare, which is not even a scary picture, like is ingrained in our minds as being that's so terrifying.
From Insidious?
From Insidious, yeah.
Well, it's just
Never
so out of
seen it.
nowhere. It's such a calm. You never seen it?
I didn't see it either.
Oh.
I thought you guys watched it. No.
Oh, you didn't watch it with us? Damn.
Yeah, okay, my bad. But no, it's not a scary picture. But the whole thing is they're literally just sitting around a coffee table in the middle of the day and just having like a conversation. You don't expect the demon to
jump
be
scare
sitting
there, yeah.
behind them.
Oh,
And he just like,
Oh, I think I have seen it though.
Dylan,
I never seen the movie, but I've seen that scene.
Dylan tormented me for years with that picture. I never
Would
knew.
you be
it.
driving down in the middle of the night?
Right.
But it's probably because I'm yelling, but I would just yell, "Red face guy!"
He would do that, and then he would like randomly decide. He'd be like, we'd be sitting on the couch. Yeah, he'd send me a picture on my phone of the face guy, or it would be sitting on the couch like watching Game of Thrones. He's like, "Hey Bryce, look at this." And it's just a guy. I was like, "Ah, shit!" He'd get me with it every time. It was horrifying. I'm good now. I grew out of it. It took me a while.
So maybe we watch it.
Yeah, don't
tonight.
test it. Don't
So
test
if you lived in somebody else's house in the crawl space, you got to wake up whenever they're asleep, get out to the fridge and the pantry, and you're raiding for some food. What's your go-to midnight snack?
What do I think these people have? What are the?
They have whatever you think they would have. Like
Yeah, that's
they-
what I'm trying to
they
think
just
of what they have.
They have your go-to snack.
Oh, they have my go-tos. Like they like almost
I-
shop for me.
yeah.
It almost feels like I went and shopped for me for
Yeah.
myself.
We can't use the oven or anything. Like it's just
Right,
gotta be grab
obviously.
and go.
Yeah,
we
it's
can't-
gotta be something.
Can't leave dirty dishes.
I'm
in the sink
grabbing.
and make
I'm
it on
grabbing the vanilla snack pack pudding. I'm grabbing that Mountain Dew for sure. And for some reason,
Wait, hold on. Did we do anything outside of just live in the cross section?
man,
No,
you gotta-
dude.
you
You
gotta
got
pay
a
rent.
you got a Game Boy Color up there.
Our
and you
whole,
just
our whole
ride
life
it.
is living there.
You watch them. You're living vicariously
You
through them.
write your life story all over the walls in blood.
And you're eating
can't eat
vanilla
blood and
snack
feces.
pack and Mountain Dew every day.
vanilla snack. No, it's not every day. I'm
Yeah.
not taking this. You think I'm going to take it every day? They're not going to go to the store.
They're gonna
that
notice
often.
that. Where do my vanilla snack packs go?
1,000%,
Bro,
bro.
it's a snack pack. It's a
Dang,
Mountain
if you're in
Dew.
my walls, I'm catching you, bro.
No
if I wake
way.
up and my snack pack and my Mountain Dew are gone, ain't no fucking
You're
chance.
starting fights between couples.
that's not good.
Hold on.
There's nobody else in this house, so you stole my Mountain Dew.
And then the couple that I'm with is they always eat takeout, but they always have leftovers. And I don't like leftovers, but in this situation, I take a little bit of the leftover.
Yeah.
Not all of it though. I leave it there, but I eat a little bit of it.
I can't believe you choose to pair a vanilla snack pack with
Well,
Mountain Dew.
it's not really like my only. It's not like a single night
You
thing.
never
That's
had
just
vanilla,
like
vanilla snack
that's
pack
just like
Mountain
the
Dew?
night. I think the Mountain Dew is almost every night, but the snack pad is just like something I kind of
Treat
want right
yourself.
now.
Just treat
So
yourself.
I would.
You never had a
in
vanilla
for
snack pack Mountain Dew bubble guts?
Oh no,
Nah,
Boy,
dude.
living in the crawl space in the wall.
I don't want nothing to do with that.
I don't want
My
that
go-to
either.
snack, no matter what, my go-to late night snack is I take a block of extra sharp cheddar, cut it up. I get some Vlasic pickles, or some
Peppers.
Clausen pickles.
Clausen's
a good one.
Clausen's good stuff.
Cut those up, get some pepperoni. I usually don't have pepperoni, and if I don't have pepperoni, I get salami.
You're spending a lot of the time in the kitchen right now for putting this together. But go ahead, keep going.
They're gonna catch you.
I'm getting the
You're
cheese.
getting caught.
I'm getting the Clausen
You're
pickles,
caught.
and I'm getting the pepperoni, and then I'm going back into my hole.
Nah, you're getting caught 100%.
100% getting caught.
Damn.
You have a mess too.
Yeah, that's too much.
I take it all with me. I stole a cutting board years ago.
Okay, well that makes sense. They thought they lost it.
And they thought they lost it. And then shortly after that, I stole a knife
Okay.
from like the drawer, not the block.
Oh yeah,
Steal a knife from the block, they're gonna know.
Yeah, they're gonna,
Yeah.
they're gonna catch that.
Steal them from the
empty
drawer,
spot.
they might not know.
that makes sense.
So then I take those back and forth.
Just go and add stuff to their wedding registry or something. Just get it locked in, send it over. You guys also reminded me of the movie Quarantine.
Never heard of it.
Is this another scary movie?
Yeah,
What's quarantine?
Huh.
it's called Quarantine.
Why do you like scary movies if you're afraid of them?
Because
That's the point.
It gets
Exactly.
the heart running.
I like to let myself be more scared when the movies come on. You know what I mean? Like you let down your guard.
Yeah,
I didn't used to. I used to try to be like
tough.
afraid of this movie.
I'm big, strong.
Now I
man.
like try to like oh, see what
Get into a little bit.
That just kind of made me jump a little bit.
My one friend has gets jump scared a lot. I don't know what movie we saw, but even when the shit wasn't here, he's like, oh man, I'm like, all right, bro, chill out.
I feel like some people correlate jumpiness with fear and
It
with
is fear.
I don't think so. I disagree.
You're startled.
I think people that are more alert, more aware, more observant, if they get caught with a jump scare, they are going to react to it. And it really depends on their reaction. If you like break down in tears and
It's a
you
movie.
saw.
You know nothing's coming at you. It's different if someone like flinches at you and you flinch back.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine.
either way, a loud noise going off is always going to be jarring.
But you're in a movie.
Unless you really like
In a dark
movie
room.
train yourself for that. Yeah, a loud noise in a dark room or a jump, like a flash, is always gonna like throw you off. That's what flashbangs are for. So you can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good
you
thing I
can.
got a
Flashbangs, the original jump scare.
Yeah. But if you got a flashbang going off in front of you, you got way bigger problems than a jump scare.
Right, but like people, you can't train for a flashbang. I understand that a red face on a movie is not quite the same, but still. It's like I don't associate jumping to a scary thing as being like soft. I think it's more of like
No one said you were soft. Would you say you were afraid?
Hey, I'm just saying, dude.
You are soft, but that doesn't
I'm not
mean
afraid.
that's not the reason.
I'm never afraid of training.
I'm always hard.
Show him the face, Dylan.
Red face guy.
Oh God!
No.
I did get a little shiver.
You think they flashbanged Osama when they got him?
Nah, man, they fucking said, we're here.
There's probably a good chance.
Hey,
they
he said,
You
fuck.
think he got
got
scared
me.
like a little girl? He's like, oh.
did. I don't know. I don't know what a guy like Osama.
I don't think a guy like Osama gets afraid. I think he just goes,
so.
fuck.
Well, I actually heard
We didn't order pizza.
I heard the story of how he died. Well, he was wearing a suicide vest and dogs and robots killed him.
You believe that?
Yeah, why not?
I think anyone would be scared. What the
Damn
fuck?
SEAL Team 6 came in there fucking
If I saw anything
with Donald Trump.
if I saw
And all of the SEAL Team 6 and Donald Trump beat the fuck out of him.
if I saw anything come in that looks like a grenade, I'd probably think it was a grenade.
If you're not scared, you can't be brave. Bravery is overcoming fear. And if you're never experienced fear, you're not brave.
I've experienced fear, but I'm just not brave now.
That's okay. I mean, that's different.
Because ignorance
Is bliss.
isn't bravery.
That's true.
Right? It's true.
If you're just too stupid to realize what's going on, it doesn't mean you're brave.
Are you too stupid, or what is that? What's that from?
I strategically sit 5 to 6 rows away from the doors of airplanes.
Oh, I don't.
See,
A little bit closer. Maybe I gotta help.
I don't know. Is it like do I have a hero complex? Because I need to be in it. I got to be in it.
Yeah. You want to prove to
I
the
gotta be
world
in it.
that you're
You
somebody.
got main character syndrome.
I might, because I was having this conversation with my fiance, and she was like, we've been in a couple situations where no immediate danger, but like there was conflict or something in the vicinity, and my first reaction is get involved, try and dissipate.
Excuse me, strangers. Calm it down. My
Exactly,
lady's here.
100%. That's basically how it went. And it's not like that, but it's like, all right, I'll just run the story through and I'll see what you guys' thoughts are. We're in the line at Disney World, magical place on earth, and there's a couple in front of us, and we say couple, but they were like co-parenting kind of thing. They weren't actually together.
An entanglement.
They weren't like in a relationship. They were just
Sure.
both looking out for kids together. And they start getting into it. They're cussing. They're like threatening each other, like, hey, I'm gonna beat your ass, I'm gonna beat your ass. And so keep in mind, we're in line and they are the next people in line. And we're like going through the carousel. And I just, I'm like, hey, I step forward. I'm in between them and the girl. I step forward and I'm like, hey, we're in line, guys. We got to calm it down. Like, we can't be threatening each other. And so I get in the interaction with them. I look back and my group is 50 yards in the other direction. They've abandoned ship.
Oh, no.
And it was fun, but I was addressed for the fact I was like, hey, you need to not get involved when other people are doing things like that. And I understand it from one point because I need to make sure, like, if I'm over there and something happens, I'm getting thrown out of the park. Like they could be, I'm not looking out for them because I'm stepping up and all that. But it's like at the same time, if I don't step up,
I think you should mind your fucking business, to be honest.
yeah,
Wait, do you only feel that way because you're with your significant other?
I'm more inclined. I would.
Like, what if it's us four
Right.
and they're fucking bullshitting?
I probably would have done it for the kids that are around them.
The random kids.
Yeah. Because like they're cussing in front of other kids with their families, and if it was just us and it's just our group there, like just the guys and like grown-ups, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna be the one to
So
step up.
now we gotta defend you because you're telling people how to raise their kids.
I didn't ask you. I would not be upset if you guys didn't jump in.
See, I might be on the opposite end. I might say something if it's just us. But if it's me and my family, I might not say something.
Yeah.
Because you never know who you're going to
Well, that's the scary part.
incite.
Well,
And
you're
then
also fucking 10 beers deep, but if it's just us and you're like, fuck the motherfucker.
You never know who you're going to incite. And then I got to deal with, now I got to deal with whatever else whatever's going to pop off. And my family's here.
The part I left out about the story is I turned to my fiance, but she wasn't my fiance, she was my girlfriend, and I said, hey, I'm gonna say something.
Will you marry me?
No. I said, hey, I'm gonna stop them. Like, I'm gonna tell them to relax. And she's like, no, let one of the grown men do it.
Oof.
Brutal.
I don't think she said grown men, but that's how I took it. She said, let one of the older dads do it.
Let one of the men with hair on their chest handle it.
Well, my main reason for asking was because it almost felt like she was not inciting, like more of like, oh, Bryce, say something. Because when we got in a fight, who says something first?
The ladies?
The lady,
Oh, yeah.
singular.
Yeah.
What you gonna do, bitch?
Which
I'm like, what?
I've been
She didn't say that,
I've been receiving
Yeah.
both of that. I've had ladies like say, hey, like they've been
Don't
the one to
touch me?
instigate it, or they've been. Excuse me.
Just this Amir tells me these things.
What?
I've had some that they're the first to get involved, and I've had some that were like, hey, like which I understand the aspect of me getting involved. I am involving the rest of my group, and that's where the disagreement lies. But I feel like me getting involved first, I'm trying to eliminate the conflict before it gets out of hand, And in that way, I'm trying to.
How often does this happen?
Every week.
It's happened like 3 times.
This dude goes
in the
looking for
past
things
couple
like
years.
3 times
I
this year?
don't go looking. I mean, it was happening in my line.
It almost feels like you're there. It's about to go down.
It's you guys have been around my life. Weird shit happens.
Stay close, babe. Shit's about to go down.
Weird stuff happens, but no, I don't know, man. It's
I'll
just
make sure there's grown men around.
It's a tough. I think as you're funny. I think as I've gotten older, I've started to realize more. Like you just got to look out for you and your own, and I get that, and I support that. But at certain points, though, like we got to take some responsibility for the people around us, even if we're strangers.
No, the older I get and the older my kids get, it's like I don't give a fuck about what anybody else is doing. Just let me mind my own business.
Right.
Let me and my family get along. And you do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I'm a very deflate-a-gate type thing. What's that? What de-escalate?
De-escalate. Well, that's always my goal.
I prefer Deflategate.
Yeah,
Deflategate.
It was a bullshit Super Bowl. No,
I agree with
de-escalate, but within the confines of my own business.
Yeah. But that's what I think about is like, let's say, when Dylan's grown, his kids are grown, and let's say, he drops his kids off for a trip to Busch Gardens, and, they could be like early teenagers, something like that. Something happens where his kids are in danger. He's not there. Would he not want someone else to step in to make sure they're being looked out for? I feel like, of course, everybody would want that.
Danger.
I don't know. You could have. It could be as simple as someone wrestling in the line and having a hard time getting. Like
Why are my kids in trouble?
They're not in trouble.
Why are
but
they in danger if the people are wrestling in the
think
line?
about like you've never seen the videos of like the crazy brawls at Disney World and stuff.
At home, they're gonna see me beat my wife. Do you think that's gonna be an issue?
All right, Jesus, Dingman. Jeez. I'm not saying just from a look standpoint. I'm saying from literally like bodily harm. Like this wild stuff happens.
So I was at the park after New Year's. We were up in Georgia. It's this big park in Helen. And there's a bunch of people that are out there playing, and a bunch of families, a bunch of kids running around. Me and my wife are there, our kids, our cousins, their kids, and then a bunch of other people, whatever. So this woman looks up to her husband and asks, "Where's
Susan.
Billy.
Joshi," or whatever her name is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Joshi?
Don't go with our names. Go with Joshi.
Let's make up a name. Joshi.
The worst name you could have made up.
Where's
Susan?
where?
Billy. Joshi.
Where's Susan?
Better than Joshi.
Where-
This is a real name.
Continue.
Where's Sally? Where's Sally?
There we go.
I was like, I don't know. I thought you had Sally. No, I don't have Sally. And there's a river right by this playground, by the way.
God.
So mom starts screaming, "Sally, Sally, Sally!" And everybody starts looking around. And I'm like, I'm looking around. I look at my wife.
Are you looking around for Sally, or are you looking around for what she could be yelling about?
No, I'm looking around for like Sally. Like,
Okay, because at this point, you know she's yelling for a name.
oh yeah.
Okay.
So I go, "What is she wearing?" They're like, "She's got a purple jacket on." Okay. Make eye contact with my wife. She gets it. My wife finds our kids, pulls our kids close.
You guys are on it. I love it.
I run over to the river. And
Dive straight in.
and I'm scanning the river. I don't see anybody on the bottom of this river. So let me run back over here. I'm looking around the playground. No Joshi. I mean,
Sally.
no Sally. So then I go to the other part of the playground that has the swings. And I go, "Where's Joshi?"
I see the issue. She didn't know her name.
And I see this little girl kind of like walking up and like she's crying. Like, meanwhile, this has been like 5 or 6, 7 minutes, whatever. And I go, "Are you Joshi?"
No, I'm Sally.
So then she goes, yeah. So they're like, okay. So I take her back to her mom, and her mom goes, "Oh, thank you. And reunited. She wasn't in the bottom of the river. My kids are safe. My family's safe. Everybody was good to go.
Hero
Oh,
story.
I thought you were going to say you grabbed her and you said, "You're supposed to be at the bottom of the river." I found her.
But the number of things that were going through my mind at that point,
man.
like, I'm gonna have to jump in this river.
That's our lifeguard
I'm gonna
training
have to
coming
pull out
into
this
play.
little girl and I have to start doing CPR. And that was terrifying.
And that's the last thing I'll ever go to that place ever again.
Terrifying. But so the reason like my wife grabbed our kids is because people will do things like this. Well, they'll incite a situation where they'll have other family members, other people in a public area looking for whoever else is missing. So then that they can swoop in
Right.
and kidnap some people.
That's pretty
Oh,
counterintuitive.
It's pretty wild. That
You're gonna
happens all the
lose your
time.
kid to steal mine. Now we both have lost kids.
Well, the first
Caught on
kid
it.
that was lost was fake.
Right.
So it's all an act.
I see
No,
the
that's
issue there.
Well, that is
All an act to get everybody
So-
off
so
guard.
Stella really was Joshi.
but that's my
Sally.
significant other's like biggest fear is that someone like Mike Oggero is gonna or Mike Prison Mike is gonna have a intrusive thought and drive off the bridge and I'm diving right in after him to pull him out.
Oh, yeah, there's kids missing in this book.
Exactly. And that's the scariest thing.
Sorry, I
So
picked it up a different way. I thought you were saying
Yeah, you definitely.
Michael Joe drove off a bridge because the kids were missing.
no,
He's like, get the hell out of here.
he drove off the bridge because of his crazy thoughts.
I forgot he was here. I think he left.
He might have.
I'm still here.
Nah, he's gone.
Buddy. But yeah, that's
listening
the
to the story.
biggest concern. Have you? I think you've had a heroic moment in your life, Mike. What's your
Yeah, there
heroic
was-
moment? Oh, okay.
I'm just
If
kidding.
you go-
I've never had a hug. I'm not a.
Never had one.
I'm not big black.
Didn't you save your dogs from a fire?
Big black had a hug.
Just open the door for him.
Oh, you're a humble
Really
guy,
is for
dude.
herself.
You're a humble guy.
I've had to do CPR twice. Did I already talk about this once?
I don't think you have on the pod. We've talked about it.
Saved a stroke victim once.
Didn't save a second time.
So out of the 2 times I've done CPR, one of them came back, and then the stroke victim also came back. So I'm 2 for 3.
Wait.
You lost one? I thought you said you only did CPR twice.
Yeah, it's twice.
Out of the 2 times I did CPR, one of them came back.
Oh, so you're 2 for 3.
So what'd you do to the stroke victim?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Pulled him out of the water.
Those numbers don't add up.
No, the numbers add up. He's saying
You did two.
two CPR, 1 stroke. He's 1 for 2 on CPR.
1 for 2 on CPR.
1
And
for
then
1.
1 for 1 on stroke.
Stroke. I got you. Yeah.
Total
3.
saves.
No,
2 for
you
3.
were a legend, local legend in our hometown.
Bryce,
That's not true.
Did you? What are your numbers?
I did I did more. I worked at a YMCA for 2 years. Didn't really have to do much other than grab a couple kids out of the water. Never anything crazy.
That's because every time anybody had a heart attack
It
or
was-
went down,
it was
Bryce
his
would go,
shift.
Dylan, get in here.
No, that was not true. I was never my shift. I
That's
never.
called a good supervisor.
It's true, but no, it was never my shift. It was always his shift that he had to deal with the crazy stuff, and then I would come in afterwards and just hear about it. And then I'm thinking, during my shift, I was like, "Am I ready to handle what he just handled?" It was terrifying.
Come on, what's
But-
the odds of it happening twice in one day?
You never know. But the wildest thing is when I worked at Adventure Island 2 years, but it was only seasonal, so it was only 4 months at a time. And in my first 4 months there, I dealt with like 9 different craziness. I only did that CPR once, and it was fine. But just pulling out kids, like you'd be amazed how many people go to a water park that don't know how to swim. And
I saw a video today. I
You
was
should have
like,
needed to know how
they
to
just
swim in a water
panic.
park.
yeah, what do you mean?
Everything's shallow enough.
But you think that
I
is?
would think that.
You get to the bottom of
You
the
would
slide.
think and be wrong.
You would get to the bottom of the slide. You need to know a little bit about how your body works in order to stand up in 3 feet of water when there's a
I
current.
say shallow water.
And these guys do not know that.
Some of the most dangerous water. That's where most kids will drown in shallow water.
yeah, there's a
Yeah,
creek
that's
in
their kids. I'm not a kid anymore.
there's a creek in Buffalo where there was a drowning. None of you were there, so that's fucked.
Yeah. If I was there, I probably would
crick.
have prevented it.
It was a drunken stupor.
Yeah, when I played Red Dead, I'd tie the guys up. And you throw them in water,
Feed them the alligators.
and they try to keep their head above water.
Oh, God.
Dark stuff.
You think you could keep your head above water? You think you could put cement blocks to the bottom of your feet and keep your head up?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, how long are we talking?
Any amount of time, the
can do
answer is
24
no.
hours.
There is not a person on earth that could keep their head above water with a cement block on their foot.
I think there is.
I think I could.
Your arms aren't tied up.
Sorry, Amir, but you didn't pass a lifeguard test.
Listen, it's about the
Tread water without a brick on your feet.
it's about the logic. I put the brick on one foot, and I'm kicking with the other while still using my hands.
Oh no, you only have your hands. You don't have both.
Oh, so now I only have my hands.
Yeah, that was the whole time. You're not gonna tie the brick to 1 foot.
Can I hold on to the ledge of the pool?
Depends.
If we're doing that, we're all
Depends.
surviving.
If your hand is there, can I hit it with a hammer?
All right. Let's settle down here.
All right, Amir, sign us out.
Wrap it up.
Bye. We're doing things a little different on my watch.
I don't mind it.
We got the Red Dead Killer. Never getting the honor back.
Great shirt, by the way. Where'd you get that shirt?
Not during my outro.
Thanks, dude.
Where'd you get that from?
Okay, the outro's over.
You can go on Etsy.
Etsy?
Find it.
Drop a name. Where we buying it?
Drop a link in the likes.
We'll drop a link.
We'll drop a link in the
links.
drop a link in the description. It's a sweet shirt. I'll pick one up. Then.
Mr. Brucey with the lumpy head.
Hell yeah.
We got Mr. fucking Silly Bands acting silly.
This isn't a silly band. This is a regular rubber band.
We got Mr. Rubber Bands not acting silly. And Jesus, dude, you unstretched it to be a regular.
Looks like it was once a silly band.
This is just a regular rubber band.
That is a silly.
Yeah, it definitely used to be this.
But he's got such muscular
No, you
wrists.
gave me the manta ray and the other one. The manta ray and the other things at home. This is a rubber band from work.
Do they still sell those?
That's why it's so tight.
Where'd you get that from?
This isn't a silly band.
This is the
He
worst.
has silly bands.
I
Yeah,
was a
where did
silly
you get
band.
your silly bands from?
From the 9th grade time I had them, and
This is a regular rubber
You
band.
never lost them?
man, I
Yeah,
lost
he
some.
did lose them. That's why he has them now. Because he found them.
That's incredible that you still have those.
I'll bring some next time.
Yeah, man,
No, you
that's
won't.
awesome, dude. It's a little keepsake.
Maybe it's for us.
You already
Not-
gave away
not
all
the
his
kids, though.
doubles.
Yeah, don't give
No, I got a bunch.
Oh.
I got some triples too. Anyways,
Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's right on you, bro.
we got the
Wipe
Mr.
that off you.
Ruby Red Killer. What was the game called? Red Dead.
You don't need to go through the whole
Insidious.
group again.
I would like to
Ruby
think.
Red.
You want to clean out?
I want to clean out.
Yeah.
When I talk, you.
Give me a fucking clean out.
Oh, thank God he said something because I wasn't gonna outro him. We got the Mr. Red Dead Killer. We got Mr. Lumps, and we got Mr. Bumps, and I'm Mr. Crumps. And Prison Mike, Oggero, who lives in Charlotte, South Carolina,
Oh, love that.
saved his 2 dogs, Simba and Magic. Outside. That's another week of your fantastic. Hey, what did I say? I gotta run it all down.
You're doing great. All right.
I was wondering what
Thanks,
happened to
guys.
those dogs.
Have a good one.
Line.
We'll see you next time live from New York.
Mike, love you. See
Did
you
you
soon.
watch Shaky List?